after 2 ends. In the 6th, Jennifer Jones makes a great draw for the button for 3, and that just put the game right out of reach for PEI as Manitoba takes it 9-4, setting up for our showdown today. And of course, it's 2 different styles here, the aggressive style of Jennifer Jones versus the more defensive style of Team Canada. And for more on the 2 teams, we're going to go now to our broadcast booth with Don Whitman, Joan McCusker, and Mike Harris.
Thank you, Aaron. Hi, everybody. 2 teams certainly familiar with each other. This will be the 9th time they have met over the last 3 years. Kelly Scott and Team Canada holding a 5-3 winning record against Jennifer Jones. Kelly Scott trying to bounce back today in this semifinal game to get another shot at Jan Betker in the final tomorrow.
Well, Kelly Scott has had an incredible week. As Aaron said, she was the top of the leaderboard after the round robin, but struggled a little bit last night in the 1 versus 2 playoff game. What we know about this team is how very consistent they are. Simons, Carter, Schrader, and Scott have been together for many years and have had a tremendous amount of success in the last 2 years. They are very consistent, and when they're on their game, they're hard to beat.
Well, Jennifer Jones of Manitoba was one of the top teams coming in, and they lived up to advanced building. They lost their first round robin game to Saskatchewan, their last to Team Canada. But in the Page 3-4 game last night against Prince Edward Island, they were totally in control.
They were, and as Joan alluded to, the top 3 teams are really the teams that are left here, and no surprise in their easy handling of Suzanne Goody. When you talk about consistency with Team Canada, I think with Jennifer Jones, because of their style of play, much more aggressive, they tend to be a little streakier, but great numbers all week for all 4 players. Janet Arnott, a new addition at lead, brings a ton of experience to this team that as already was a past Canadian champion. So they're also going to be very tough, but again, I think watch for their strategy to maybe dictate play. They like to get a lot of rocks in play.
Well, it is their one position in this game that could maybe determine the outcome.
Well, these teams match up so very well because they are so very good. But we are going to watch the thirds. Gina Schrader ranked number 1, 85%. And you can see Kathy Overton-Clapham is just a little bit less consistent. Games below 80%, 7 of them for Kathy Overton-Clapham. And then she'd bounce back with games in the 90s. So we want to make sure that Kathy Overton-Clapham, the level of difficulty in the shots, a little bit more because they play so aggressively. That's a matchup that maybe determine the winner today in the semifinal.
16 years ago, Jennifer Jones and Kelly Scott were teammates in the Canadian Junior Women's Championship. They meet today for the right to advance to tomorrow's championship game. We'll be back right after this.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by Scotties, Canada's favorite facial tissue.
Hey, Bill.
Steve, looks like you had a barbecue meltdown.
Right before the big party.
Come on, we'll get you started again.
Planning on making some changes to your backyard? From barbecues and lawnmowers to garden tools and accessories, we've got you covered. Plus, friendly expert advice. Start right at True Value for all your do-it-yourself projects.
Perfect.
Thanks again, Bill.
Whoops, don't forget your fire extinguisher.
True Value. Start right, start here.
The new all-wheel drive, Fusion from Ford.
Why M&M? Variety. Yeah, I mean, before dinner was so, Dinner! Boys, dinner's ready! Dinner! now M&M helps us put together hundreds of meals that we can all enjoy together, which is nice.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. By the original Strauss Heart Drops. Trust the tradition. And by Ford. Built for life in Canada.
Welcome back to the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge, Alberta. Semi-final Saturday at the Scotties. Team Canada, as the result of their 10-1 round-robin record, will have hammer to start this semi-final game. These two teams have combined for the best record ever in a Scott or Scotties semi-final. Team Canada 10-1, Manitoba at 9-2, a 19-3 one-loss record for Team Canada and Manitoba. Jennifer Jones, the 1994 Canadian Junior Champion, and for those of you who may not be familiar with the way play used to progress at the Canadian Junior level, the team that won one year represented the country the following year. They made the changeover in 1994, and in Regina, when Kelly Scott, then Kelly McKenzie in 1995, won the junior, she had to play Jennifer Jones in a semifinal game to determine which team would then represent Canada in the 1995 World Junior. So do you follow that?
It was complicated, but the moral of the story is these two players have played against each other for 10 years. And at the junior level, also here at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the reigning champion from last year and the champion from the year before. Jennifer Jones is the leading money winner on the women's tour. These are among the best teams in Canada.
Okay, it's on its own. 13-7.
She might be back.
Maybe. No?
And we alluded to this several times in the opening about the comfort level of these two teams. Jennifer Jones did not have last rock. She throws the center guard. Not many teams would do that here at the Scotties within the first end, take the chance early. But this is her comfort zone with lots of rocks in play. And that's in contrast to Team Canada. Kelly Scott would rather, if it was up to her, to play the first two ends wide open and hit going up and down the sheet.
Janet Arnott at the lead stone for Team Manitoba, a long-time competitor, playing in her first Scott in 1984 with Connie Laliberti, a late addition to this Jennifer Jones team. Connie Laliberti in 1984, sister to Janet Arnott, now the coach of Team Manitoba. Dana Allerton started the year as the lead for Team Manitoba, and I think the change requires some explanation.
Well, she was recruited by Jennifer Jones as a longtime friend to replace Georgina Wheatcroft, who did play for this team as well, and went, who actually lives in BC and went back to BC to play with Kelly Law. So Dana was recruited to play with this team and played all fall, and they are the #1 women's team on the women's tour with $44,000. After the tour was over, though, the team decided that they didn't feel that Dana could continue the level of play that they expected when they went into the playdowns, and they asked her to leave, and it was quite a controversy. And I know Dana was hurt, and it was I think hurtful on all sides. A very difficult situation.
But you know, Mike, in men's play it happens all the time.
Well, that was Jennifer's line of defense, but actually it doesn't. The week before provincial playdown, I would say I think there's a lot of teams that get changed throughout the course of a season for different reasons, but usually they're not #1 on the money list, and usually it's not the week before provincial. And I think that was the controversy more than anything else. Yes, there's lots of changes, but not usually on successful teams.
And Janet Arnott at the time was coaching the Jennifer Jones team when she was moved into the lead position. Well, we talked about the aggressive style of play of Jennifer Jones, and we're certainly seeing it on this opening end.
And we're seeing risk and reward. I mean, this is a double in the first end by Sasha Carter to lie 3 on Jennifer Jones. And Jennifer without the hammer is, this is the danger, I guess, when you play with a lot of stones in play. And Jennifer's quite aware of this, so it just requires patience and you have to keep going.
What a double by Sasha Carter, and Team Canada lies 3. A loss to open things, 9-3 to Jan Vetker of Saskatchewan, and a loss to conclude round robin play, 8-3 to Team Canada.
It was a great shot there by Sasha Carter, and I said the difficulty in playing aggressively is that you need to know when to stop and or when to continue, and Jennifer Jones is very good at that, but it does put a lot of pressure on your teammates.
Jill Officer trying to get rid of 2, and she succeeds.
And Jill's just had a fantastic week. She is such a strong player. Also on that Canadian Junior Championship team from 1994, sorry. But she's just had a great week. Ranked #1 of the seconds with an 85%.
And I think it's fair to say her degree of difficulty on her shots was tougher than most of the field here this week. And great play all week.
Well, when you play an aggressive style, the degree of difficulty at the second, third, and skip positions becomes even greater.
Does. Another nice shot.
That turned out very well.
After winning her first 4, the only blemish on the round robin record for Kelly Scott was a 7-5 loss to Kelly Law, a former Scott and world champion, and of course Olympic bronze medalist in 2002.
Kelly Law coming back after a 3 or 4 year layoff, so nice to see her back here at the Scotties, but had a bit of a tough week.
Okay.
It was a tough year for the Kelly Scott team, and they're not involved in any of the play downs leading up to the championship. So they had to play in a lot of events during the course of the year, and a lot of cash events. And they wound up playing in the vicinity of 60 games before coming to the Scotties.
You got some room.
I think that's always one of the challenges, isn't it, for Team Canada, to find enough competitive games.
And the women's tour is strong enough that you can travel across the country and get a lot of games in, and it really it's your perspective on how you take on the Team Canada role, because you do need to plan ahead so that you get the games in January, that everyone else is in play downs. There are no bonspiels to go into, but this team did travel to Bern, Switzerland for an international bonspiel, and they did get the games in there. They played so well this week, it's hard to argue that it hurt them at all. You know, they were definitely so very consistent at that 10-1 record.
Okay. Same weight.
So great draw there by Gina Schrader. Put some pressure on. Again, Kathy Overton-Clapham forced to play a run back here.
But you talk about experience. Kathy Overton-Clapham playing in her 8th Canadian Women's Championship. She's got the run back, but the stone that she ran back is in the open. She's also a former Canadian junior champion.
Sorry, Jen, I thought it might break harder.
Winning it in 1989.
Shoot. Good throw. I thought it would come up a little more. That's all right. Our rock's still tight there. Yeah.
So the women playing in this semifinal have been very prominent in both women's curling and in junior curling over the last 15 years or so.
Hurry! Hurry!
This is curling.
Right to it, right up.
There's a nice break for Manitoba. After a series of difficult shots, Jennifer Jones has a chance to get herself out of a little difficulty here in the first end.
Out there? Yep. Good. Cassie, there's a dirt right beside that rock. I think there's a gripper mark.
We talked about the number of games that the Kelly Scott team has played this year. Contrast that to the number of games the Jennifer Jones squad has participated in. I found it almost hard to believe last night when we were talking to Jennifer, and she said Including the games here, probably about 140.
And they were talking about the number of events. There was 12 events that they participated in. Like, that is a very, very heavy schedule, and is the reason why they are the #1 on the women's tour.
Winnings of just over $44,000 on the women's tour this year for the Jennifer Jones team. Will they be able to stay with this stone and get it past the guard, or are they going to rub it? They're going to rub it.
Whoa, spinning the wrong way.
It's a bit of a error there by Jennifer Jones. That was not a difficult pick. It was hard to stay, but to actually just kill that stone was not a difficult shot. And
tough one, Jen.
Thought I threw that okay?
Yeah.
Tight?
No.
I thought I threw it well.
Yeah.
ice has been swinging
Yeah.
this week. Hans Wutherich's done a great job with the ice. Using the MCA rocks here for one of the first times at a Scotties, and that makes a huge difference. Those rocks finish very hard. Any tight guards, you don't have to miss the guards tightly to get them buried. You can miss a guard by a good foot and a half, and it'll finish in there sideways. And I think a lot of the curlers are enjoying it. There was some people who are not used to seeing that type of curl. Had a few complaints early in the week, but generally speaking, it's been a wonderful week of curling.
Well, you know how I feel about this, Mike. For years I've been talking about that it was unfair that the women's event played with different rocks than the men's, than the Briar. Now we have the same rocks. These are the MCA rocks, and they're curling. The players are being able to make those fantastic shots, get to rocks that are buried behind guards with that tap back weight. It's made for some wonderful shots.
Well, teams that were unaccustomed to rocks that moved as much, or ice that allowed those rocks to curl as much, were having difficulties very early in the week, and that accounted for a lot of the missed shots during courses of games.
It did. I think a lot of curlers that kind of aren't at this top level don't realize how important the rocks are when it comes to ice making. You can make a perfectly flat sheet of ice with all the best pebble, but if you have rocks that don't curl or refuse to curl on that particular ice surface, you're in trouble. Jennifer Jones playing this slash double. She doesn't see any way to get out of trouble. She's going to try to hit the outside of this stone and run this double over and kill both of the red stones.
I know that she just has to hit the 8 foot.
So you heard the reasoning, and pretty good decision here. Hitting and staying top 12 foot isn't going to do her any good, I don't think.
What kind of weight?
And she has the kind of experience to know where to hit this top stone to make this double.
But yeah, we could go right.
Well, I still think back to St. John's and the 2005 final against Jen Hanna, that final stone. And you described it, Mike, as the best shot you'd ever seen to win a championship.
Well, and she's such a great hitter. Like, you talk about how many rocks she has in play, and is quite good at the draw game as well, but she's a very strong hitter.
Attempting a slash double, trying to remove both red stones belonging to Team Canada. It'll be a nose hit.
And she got caught in that spot again. This exact same spot she threw in the first stone, and both times the stone over curled. So nice jump start here for Kelly Scott if she can get a quick deuce.
Hey, Jen. It's got it going a little, eh? Yeah.
There aren't a lot of women who can throw the weight that Jennifer Jones is capable of throwing.
Oh, we saw a lot of that this week, Don, and I have been here all week watching, but I think it's part of the game that teams are actually going out in the recent years to try to develop that ability to throw more weight, bail out. And Kelly Scott is one of those people that I think has developed that skill.
Final stone of the opening end for Kelly Scott and Team Canada, an opportunity to hit the board with a deuce.
A little bit wider. It's a little bit skinny. We need 8 foot. Starting to finish a bit. Just T-line.
Not finishing very hard, so the sweepers have to get this right to the T-line.
Clean it in. Looks good.
There it goes.
Fully into the 8 foot to pick up a pair. And Team Canada is first on the board in this Scotties 2007 semifinal. 2-0 they lead Jennifer Jones of Manitoba.
Dr. Carolyn Dean, in her new book, Death by Modern Medicine, says that the key to good health is being an informed owner of your own body and making informed healthcare choices. Strauss Herb Company, 25 years in Canada. Trust the tradition.
With our new breakfast sandwich, you can't get to Tim Hortons fast enough. Eggs, bacon, or sausage, processed cheese, all on a toasted home-style biscuit, just $2.49.
Always fresh at Tim Hortons.
The best men's curling teams in the world are making a trip to Edmonton's Rexall Place, and it's time for you to stop packing. New day packs are now available, priced from just $15 for a single draw to $35 for a whole day. That's just loony.
The Strauss Herb Company manufactures a full line of herbal dietary supplements based on traditional European recipes. Our biggest Strauss Heart Drop sale of the year is on now at a health food store near you.
Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 25 years.
Canada's largest coast-to-coast mover, AMJ Campbell, has been moving households and offices locally and internationally since 1934. As the most trusted movers in Canada, AMJ Campbell is your source for your home, office, or do-it-yourself move. At AMJ Campbell, we treat your possessions like they're our own. AMJ Campbell is the only moving company that you can pay on your Sears card to earn Sears Club points. Thinking of moving? Call AMJ Campbell.
With video so popular on the internet, you need faster Eastlink high-speed Internet 10. Eastlink's broadband digital network delivers faster emails, information, music, faster everything, including video. And with Eastlink Internet Security Services, surf safer for less. Eastlink high-speed Internet 10 with Eastlink Internet Security Services. Only $28.95 a month in a bundle. You'll love it. Details at eastlink.ca. Better, faster, smarter. Eastlink. It's that easy.
2-0 Team Canada leads Manitoba, playing the second end of this 2007 Scotties Semifinal at the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge, a facility that was originally constructed for the 1975 Canada Games, known then as the Canada Games Sports Complex, and as a show of solidarity for the Canada Winter Games, which got underway today in Whitehorse. Cities that previously hosted this event have raised the Canada Games flag, and they had a ceremony at City Hall here in Lethbridge yesterday.
Good, Jan. Keep it going. Yeah, a little bit. Yep. Shot, Jan. Had a girl. Okay, Renee.
Pretty standard strategy used here in the second end with Manitoba giving up the 2 points to Team Canada. Will throw the corner guard and ignore this rock in the 4-foot. The ice is so good, as we talked about in the first end. The rock's curling so much that rebounding from giving up 2 or 3 points early in the game just really isn't a problem. Teams are not panicking. They'll just put a lot of rocks in play and wait for their opportunity.
No, off then. Stay close.
Definitely tight 3.
Sit.
Perfect. That rock could slid another inch. Jennifer Jones will be able to step up and hit it. As it is, it's in the free guard zone, and Jennifer has to deal with it. Another way, she'll go around.
Other ways to deal with it too would be to tap it back, try to get it behind the tee line, and perhaps use it later to freeze to. The call here is for Janet Arnott to freeze onto shots. Don't try to come around the one in the top. Tight to the rings.
We talked about with this ice, usually a rock that's about an inch from the rings is a difficult shot to come around, but with the stones the way they are, you can miss this rock by a good inch or two and still make the freeze the way the rocks finish here. A little light on weight there.
Janet Arnott in 1984 was with Connie Lalaberty when they defeated Colleen Jones in Charlottetown in the Scott final, and then they went on to win the World Championship. Connie Laliberty, the coach 3 times, 84, 92, and 95, the Canadian women's champion.
Ooh. A little wobble there by Sasha.
Last wobbles for touch.
Sasha, of course, was with Kelly Scott, then Kelly McKenzie when they won the Canadian Championship in Regina at the Cali Curling Club, and then went on to win the World Junior Championship.
And we were talking about the ice this week when there's this much curl. It's difficult to place guards because they will finish so hard very late. And we'll just take a look at the wobble, just trying to get the center of gravity, get her weight over her sliding foot. Recovered very well.
It's like every slide I've ever taken right there.
Go, Peel.
The difficulty for someone like Sasha, and that happens. It doesn't happen to her very often, so sometimes it's hard to recover.
Well, Jill Officer is a freelance writer. She's been doing some writing for the Curling News. I wonder if she'll be penning an article about her experience at this year's Scotties.
Okay, pretty good.
Trying to get all those guards moving. It was very difficult because they were grouped together. So got rid of one, but you can see Kelly Scott will go up and try to throw that same guard overlapping the red stone.
I'll say it's better than it was, but they're still not out of trouble yet. They'll need to make another run back. And again, with the risk-reward type game that Jennifer Jones plays, when you do get a miss out of your lead, like Janet Arnott did there in this end, really it gets you into some difficulty. And you need a great hitter like Jill Officer to make the odd run back and double peel.
We gotta go. Line. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Whoa, whoa. Atta girl. Nice shot.
Good shot. Same thing. Peel.
So trying to make the double peel and kill both red guards. So hit on the broom side as we're looking at it across the face of that stone on the center line.
Jill Officer trying to run the 2 Team Canada stones out front, and she will do the job.
That's an excellent shot. Jill Officer gets her team out of trouble, keeping the front all open.
That's why she was #1 among seconds all week.
Well, it's not just the ability to throw the upweight very accurately, which Jill does very well, but she'll come back and make those perfect draws as well. She's just a very, very good player and an excellent sweeper as well.
And on this type of swingy ice, one guard is often very, very difficult to make, and you almost need to have 2 guards in play, or you need to bring the rock really, really tight to the rings because little hack weight backline tap backs are available.
Whoa line, whoa line, whoa.
Michelle Allen is the alternate for this Team Canada squad. She played 3rd in 2005 in St. John's, and she was pressed into duty earlier today. She had to run back to the hotel to get an extra pair of curling slacks for Gina Schrader.
It's just one of the many duties of the 5th player. Their job also is to get the snacks ready for the 5th end break, and a bit of a gopher. The job of the 5th players is a tough one.
Gina had a tear in the slack she was planning to wear for this semifinal game, so she needed a quick replacement.
So another run back attempt here from Manitoba. That was a perfect guard by Team Canada.
Go down. Okay.
Just missing that Team Canada stone sitting at the top of the 4.
And the problem is they left the guard, so there is now that second guard we talked about is still there. That shooter doesn't move very far, and Kelly Scott doesn't have to be quite as accurate with this guard as she was on her previous attempt. Good look at it, that yellow guard just off the rings. Takes away the in turn if this rock wouldn't have curled enough, this guard from Gina Schrader.
Well, line's a little tighter.
Same spot.
Little deeper.
We'll see run back number 4 here in a row from Team Manitoba this guard has made.
Let it die.
It's a little deeper.
Just clean. Whoa, we want it to stop.
trying to overcurl here. And there's the difficulty. If you just throw a little bit different weight, the rock continues to curl and gets offline. And there's the break that Jennifer Jones has been waiting for this entire end.
Pardon? How much? 3/4. Half. Normal?
Normal?
Oh. Did you say 3/4? I have less than 3/4. Okay, 10? Okay. 10?
Okay. Yep.
So very important shot here for Team Manitoba. Not only get themselves out of trouble, if they ever made the roll, though, they could actually set up a deuce here.
10.5. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa.
Sits wide open in the top of the floor.
A little less than Jennifer Jones asked for. 10 seconds.
Quieter than a 10.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't get the time. It was pretty good. Should have just woed for the nose, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Well, pretty good.
Yeah.
Good shooting. Just missed your first one, eh?
I know. I had to curl up a little more, eh?
Yeah. Was in between whether to
I
sweep it to get the
know,
peel or...
I thought it might come up.
So talking about the in-between shots, both of Kathy Overton-Clapton's shots were one of those ones where Jennifer had to make a decision quite quickly halfway down. Are we still going for the intended shot or not? So opportunity here for Kelly Scott, a hit and roll behind her own guards. She'd like to curl across the face of this rock.
Whoa. Whoa. Off. Yep. Yeah. Whoa.
A roll. Will it go far enough? It's covered.
Great shot.
Well done.
Good job, guys. Kelly.
Kelly Scott has played so well all week.
Nice shot.
Another great hit and roll.
9-9.
Difficulty for Manitoba. Watch where this roll goes to. It stays about a foot in front of the tee line. And Jennifer Jones is going to have a tough time dealing with that stone. She's playing the freeze. She's going to try to come around with the out turn. Follow it down, and it will finish enough. The line's really good or over curling. She'll try to tap that red stone just to the back of the forefoot and save her shooter here for shot stone. Tough shot, tough to get shot here and not roll open.
Exactly. To throw enough weight to move that rock a couple of feet, you will roll towards the center line and give Kelly Scott a chance to pick it out or to hit in line too.
Pretty good. Wait only. Whoa, comfy. Top 4. Line's good. To my room. Top 12. Hard then.
They needed more than top 12.
Hard. Keep it going. Hard. Keep fighting. Hard. Right to it. Go, 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 go.
That initial call from the brushers was pretty accurate. They said top 12, and that's where it finishes.
Good sweeping. I thought that was a good split, yeah. I thought that'd be good. No, I didn't think.
Trouble now for Jennifer Jones is that Kelly Scott doesn't even need to bring a rock into the rings. If she can get a rock out in this area, it takes away that in-turn draw. And all of these guards out here, we talked about earlier in the end, that's blocking off the in-turn opportunity for a draw. So this, I think the natural tendency for a lot of teams would be to come right into the top 4 foot, but not necessary here. Just block the out-turn path for the draw, and just don't let it come any deeper than the top 12 foot, and you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Would you risk an in-off on the stone on the outside of the 12?
That's what is left for Jennifer Jones, and if she does block off that draw, it'll force her to play that, and that will be a shot for 2, Don. That is the reason why Kelly Scott may consider bringing that rock second shot.
Come on, here it goes. Here it goes. Line's getting better. Hard right over. Hard. Hard every inch. Hurry right over. Go, go, go. Right up, right up, right up.
They're just going for line here.
Hard, hard.
And I said that's not anywhere near where they were looking to throw it, but the out-turn draw really isn't there, even with that guard way out there as it is.
Jennifer's taking a look at that stone over to the right of the rings, possibly playing an in-off.
The reason they're looking is for 2. The in-turn draw appears to be there, but as I said, those guards on the left side of the sheet, when you miss those with the way the ice is curling, it's going to be curling away from the center line, away from the forefoot.
What do you like, Jen?
It's tough.
Is it lined up?
Well, it's half rock.
Either way, you just threw this, so I mean that's.
I think I'd have to change turns though.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I don't think you can get to the 4.
What do you like that?
And I think she's going to this in-off, this redirection, because the draw to the 4-foot is so difficult with this amount of curl in the ice.
So the out turn in-off for 2. And you look at this port out here, the distance between these two guards here, the space, about 3 feet of space. You'd think that it's a lot of room to make the draw, but on ice that's this swingy, there's really no path into the 4-foot. It seems strange with a 3-foot wide port to be playing a shot like this, but ice conditions are dictating this, and good and bad to swingy ice. And Jennifer Jones here has got facing a tough shot, but an opportunity.
Well, I think the draw is there, but there's not a lot of room for error. There's, it's a very small range.
Well, Jennifer Jones attempting to get back on even terms through 2 ends, or she could fall behind by 3 points. The final stone of end number 2, trying the in-off from her own onto the shot rock. She could be close.
Go!
Missed the sweep.
And it's a steal of 1. And you heard Kathy Overton Clapham saying, my fault, I missed the call on the sweep.
It just over curled, hit this rock too thickly, and went over the top of shot.
Sorry, guys, you did have it.
So it's a steal of 1, and through 2 ends of play, it's Team Canada leading Manitoba 3-0.
Couple of keeps, please.
State your case, young man.
I'm on a first date, and a couple of keiths would be great.
My finest ale would be perfect. Does she possess any land or livestock?
She has a condo and a cat.
Ooh, she's a keeper. Wilson, the pride of Nova Scotia. Hey, Wilson, what's a condo?
Back pain. It doesn't just make you feel bad. Robax Platinum doesn't just relieve back pain. It also relaxes those tight, tense back muscles. Robax Platinum, helping you walk away from back pain.
There's another party coming around to good old Regina Town. It's Hardy Gras in the Hot Stop Lounge. Hardy Gras, the talk of the town.
First came Party Gras, and next February, it's Hardy Gras, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship at the Brand Center. Best seats in the house are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
There's absolutely no room for error here.
No.
No. Close. Close. Whoa.
What a shot for 3! That may be the shot of the week at these Olympic trials in Brandon.
Okay, let's calm down, you guys.
There's the roll, but is it enough? A measurement will determine the championship. Nova Scotia got it. Nova Scotia wins it. Jubilation and emotion for Colleen Jones.
Throughout Atlantic Canada, Alliant Mobility is here, and here, and here. It's here, and here, and here. The third O is silent, with unsurpassed coverage from the #1 choice of Atlantic Canadians. Alliant, here for you.
Welcome back to the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge. Team Canada leading Manitoba 3-0, stealing a point on the last end. Last rock remains in the hands of Jennifer Jones and Team Manitoba. The Team Canada concept was introduced in 1986. Heather Houston was successful in defending, winning in 88, then in 89. Sandra Schmerler with Joan McCusker in 93 and 94, and then Colleen Jones with a run of 01, 02, 03, and 04.
Starting to bend. 5-6. Oh, line's nice. Just fight the top 4.
So Kelly Scott, sorry, Joan, trying to follow in the footsteps of Heather Houston, Sandra Schmerler, and Colleen Jones. And she has a 3-0 lead playing this third end. A reminder that Tuesday, it's the Best of the Rick Mercer Report, featuring some of the most memorable moments of the season, chosen by you, including Rick's practice with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, his sleepover at the Prime Minister's house, and skinny dipping with Bob Ray, followed by This Hour Has 22 Minutes.
Make sure you
All this
tight
Tuesday,
from the center guard.
starting at 8 on CBC.
Curling now, not bad.
They're looking for the corner guard again, as I said, ignoring the rocks, even if they're in the 4-foot. And Renee Simon's being asked to guard her first stone. That's biting the 4-foot. She doesn't want this rock in the house where Jennifer could make play and remove it from play. She'll keep it tight to the rings.
Whoa for line.
Oh,
Let it die.
Oh,
Whoa line.
oh, 3.
Okay, we gotta die. Whoa line, whoa line, whoa line. Sit.
We've talked about the different approaches of these two teams, that they're very comfortable. The Team Canada likes the open style of play. They're more comfortable, and the stats all week, they keep track of the number of draws, just tells the story right there. Team Canada, almost 100 more takeouts, and Team Manitoba about 40 more draws than takeouts. So that tells you their shot selection. And as you said, Dawn, sometimes it leads Team Manitoba to a more difficult degree of difficulty on their shots.
Okay, Jen. Okay.
Huh?
But that statistic is certainly indicative of the difference in the style of play during the round-robin competition.
No, it's not on.
Oh, yeah, we can hit it.
And I think the third factor that you take in there is a comparison that we'll see tomorrow with Team Saskatchewan, who I think between these two is somewhere between these two, a balanced attack. Will switch gears partway through games depending on what they're given.
Well, Joan McCusker wasn't throwing second stone for Team Saskatchewan this year, but a family member was there.
Yes, it's a real joy that I'll be able to watch Jan and Marcy play. After playing with them for 17 years, this is my time to step back, and my sister Nancy is playing with them, and we'll watch them tomorrow play against the winner of this game. Should be very exciting.
Got your green outfit all set to go, John?
I gave it a break today. I've been wearing it all week.
I like that.
Just hit and roll?
Yeah. What do you like to do? Tap it back?
My blood runs green, Mike. So the discussion here is what kind of weight do you throw at this rock? You want your rocks in play. For Manitoba, you want to give yourself an opportunity to get at least 2 points back. So you can throw normal weight and try to make the roll, or you can play very softly and just tap it back. And they've decided to throw the normal weight. It's over curling.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry.
Exposed to the outturn side.
And Manitoba again continues to be fooled by how much the rocks are curling so far in this game.
We'll see how Team Can handles this spot. This is where Jennifer Jones's rocks over curled in the first end. So we know it will move here.
Sasha Carter, a native of Ashburn, Manitoba.
She had another little wobble there coming out. Compensated again.
And with the rub, an opportunity now for Manitoba to take advantage and cut into that 3-0 deficit.
That's that outturn spot that Jennifer Jones got fooled in as well, and quite often it's not a poor throw. Sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit on those type shots, and it was shown there to over curl as well. Good chance now though for Manitoba to try to get their deuce. Really the first chance they've had in this game to try to lie two.
T-line!
Whoa! Yeah, you gotta go hard!
Back in.
Hard! 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 Whoa.
Just by.
It's buried a little deeper than they would have hoped, but they had to go for line.
Tight on you.
You see them sweeping, they need to get this by the guard. They want a second rock, but because it went behind the tee line, Kelly Scott will call for a hit and roll off of the open stone.
Eight and a half. Clean. Whoa. Whoa, close. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Flat nose. Nice shot. Nice throw. Good shot.
During the BC Playdowns, Team Canada participated in an event in Bern, Switzerland, and Kelly Scott and company lost the semifinal there to Annette Norberg, the reigning world champion. They'd like to get another shot at that world championship that takes place in Aomori, Japan, from the 17th to the 25th of March. Jennifer Jones, Kathy Overton-Clapman, Jill Officer would also like to get back to the World Championships after their disappointment a couple of years ago in Paisley, Scotland, where ice conditions were abysmal.
When you talk about teams, certain ice conditions that benefit certain types of teams. When the ice conditions are good and swingy, you see teams like Jennifer Jones have a lot of success, and that ice over, as you mentioned, Don, in Scotland was terrible and was not conducive to throwing draws. It hurt them badly.
Those are one of those situations where, you know, an adjustment of your game plan needs to happen for those ice conditions.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, right off.
Chance here for Gina Schrader to come across the face of this rock, hit and roll, and still be shot stone. Take away that second point for Manitoba.
She will get rid of both those Manitoba stones. Her shooter also rolls out of play.
I'm not sure whether that was plan A or plan B.
Doesn't really matter. There are no yellow stones sitting in the rings.
But there's a corner guard and a chance for Kathy Overton-Clapton to use that and get a rock in front of the tee line and bring the two back into play.
Line tight. Hard line. Tee line. Hard. Back tee. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Oh, hard. Hard.
Are they by or will they rub? Just rubbing the guard, and the stone delivered by Kathy Overton-Clapton comes to the back of the 8.
I thought I threw that well. Nice try. Try, Kath. I thought I threw that pretty close. Yeah. That's heavy, too.
If you're Kelly Scott here, you want to hit and stay in the open. You do not want to roll behind the corner guard and allow Jennifer Jones to play a freeze. So, again, important that she keeps her shooter right in front here, or even rolls a little to the center line side. If she rolled buried into this area, you'd see a freeze from Jennifer Jones in right in front of that zone to set up a deuce. So stay in the back of the 4-foot, force the hit and roll.
Yep. 8. 10. Yep. Hard. Right up. Hard. Right to it. Hard. Right to it. Go. Hurry. On the nose. Sit. That was good thing, guys.
Rolled a little. There is an opportunity there for a freeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer Jones wastes no time.
Stuck around somewhere on that, but I didn't want to get behind the guard.
And watch this first rock of Jennifer Jones is both in the first and second end. It over curled, and she got caught a little bit light in that second end as well. So we'll see how she does with the freeze. But like to keep it on the center line side, key it up on the inside just a little bit.
It's hard to know if on this ice, release is everything. It's very unforgiving. If you pop it wide, it will run, and if you have a soft release with very little rotation, it will curl way more than your teammates. And so release is everything, and being very consistent so that you can start to read where you need to put the broom.
Line's good. Line's perfect. Top 8. To it. Hard. To it. Line's good. Hard, Jill. We're losing line. Hard. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Good shot.
Didn't get the freeze, but it is buried in his shot stone.
Yeah, I lost
But there's
the
a
line.
pretty big pocket there for Kelly Scott.
Through the first two ends of play, Jennifer Jones 44%, Kelly Scott 81%.
1497 I got.
And the two misses by Jennifer on her first one in the first and her first one in the second
Bite
end.
the
That's
top four.
cause for
Get onto a
problem.
piece of
And the
it.
missed sweeping call in their second end as well.
This is her ice.
Whoa, and leave it higher, I guess.
Yeah,
in
it was
retrospect.
sweat the whole way, so.
But to be shot.
What'd you get?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Only danger here really for Kelly Scott is to throw this, you know, 5 or 6 feet heavy and kind of hit and roll off and leave some sort of double for Jennifer Jones. But anything in from top 4 foot to tee line is going to be pretty tough to remove.
Easy for weight.
7, 8.
Whoa line.
Rip.
Whoa line.
It's perfect.
Whoa off.
Oh, just 7.
Off.
That's good.
Off unless you have to. Top 4
Wait on the guy.
only.
7.
Line's good.
Line's perfect.
No bounce. Lots of room. Finish it.
Come on, hard. Hard.
Hurry.
Just
bite the 4 foot.
Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
Shot stone as the result of a lot of work by Schrader and Carter.
Now the question is, did it curl enough and tuck in behind the corner guard so that a double is not available for 2 for Jennifer?
It looks like there's about an inch of air for line.
They wanted to tuck this rock around the corner. You can see Kelly, she was watching intently, knowing this is a great look at it. From the front, there's a double. 4-2 for Team Manitoba.
10.
Go, Jen.
I'm going to suggest that I don't know if it's Kelly's release either, but her last stone in each of these ends, the first, second, and third, has run straight. She's had draws in the first and the second that seem to catch a ridge, and it may again be one rock that's just a little bit straighter than the other.
Huge shot here for Jennifer Jones. Risk, of course, is the steal. Again, double for 2.
10. Little more than that.
An opportunity to slice into that 3-0 deficit with her final stone of this third end. If she can remove both Team Canada stones, she gets the rub and misses everything. And as a result, it's a steal again for Team Canada.
One red.
Back-to-back steals for Kelly Scott and her team out of the Kelowna Curling Club. They lead by 4 through 3 ends of play.
In Vancouver 2010, the Olympic Winter Games return to home ice. It's our time to make some noise and cheer on our athletes. Our time to shine and celebrate the best in the world. Over the next 3 years, a collection of new coins from the Royal Canadian Mint hits the ice, including our first, curling. Look in your change and go to mint.ca for your collect-a-card and other collectibles. Let's make some noise, Canada, and make it happen.
Cashmere is softness. Cashmere is luxurious. Cashmere is irresistible. Cashmere is now in a bathroom tissue.
Why M&M? Variety. Yeah, I mean, before dinner was so, Dinner! Boys, dinner's ready! Guys? You know, now M&M helps us put together hundreds of meals that we can all enjoy together, which is nice.
Will she be good? Will she be great? Will she win a gold medal? Will she make a nation hold their breath at exactly the same moment? She might. Please give to the Sandra Schmirler Foundation and support neonatal hospital units across Canada, because champions start small.
Flying to the same places over and over? Check out our new flight passes, good for multiple flights. Air Canada, the freedom to fly your own way.
Bill got Elvis before we were married. He's very lazy. Then Precious and I moved in. She's always looking for something to play with. Even their nutritional needs seem different.
A love like this deserves special care. IAMS Multicat is the first single food tailored to each of your cat's needs, so overweight cats can burn fat, and trim cats can build muscle.
Now everyone gets just what they need.
A love like this deserves IAMS Multicat.
Flying to the same places over and over? Check out our new flight passes, good for multiple flights. Air Canada, the freedom to fly your own way.
For nothing, Team Canada leads Team Manitoba, playing the fourth end of this Scotties Semifinal here at the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge. This is the 9th time over the past 3 years that these two teams have met in major competitions, and Kelly Scott has a 5-3 advantage. Last year in London, Ontario, when Kelly Scott won the Canadian Women's Championship. In round-robin play, she defeated Jennifer Jones by a score of 7-5 and then beat Jones 8-6 in the championship game.
Shot.
Jennifer Jones had to stage a big comeback to win the Manitoba Championship, played in Morris, Manitoba. She was down 4-1 after 4 ends against Darcy Robertson, but bounced back to win the Manitoba title by a score of 9-6. So this team does have the ability to come from behind, and I think that's because of their very aggressive style of play, that they know how to get rocks into play.
And playing 150 games during a season, they would have had a lot of opportunities to have come back in games and win them. And earlier this week, on day 1 of the round robin, they did lose to Saskatchewan in their opener, but was down 7-1 to the Territories and came back and won that game 8-7.
Well, in order to come back, they're going to have to get some makes from particularly Janet Arnott. She's missed her second shot the last 2 ends, and really has put Team Manitoba behind the 8 ball, so to speak, early in the ends. And Jennifer Jones herself, obviously, her rocks are curling much more than Kelly Scott's, I think it's fair to say at this point.
The entire team, I think they need to start to believe what they see, and that is that there is more curl than what they are anticipating. Kathy Overton-Clapham has also rubbed some guards and over-curled in spots that they weren't expecting it.
Back-to-back steals have propelled Team Canada into the 4-0 advantage through 3 ends of play.
Height's good.
Line good.
Line only.
Wait only.
To it. T-line.
Whoa.
Not much.
Yep. Hard.
And you see the big break happening now, going sideways.
Hard.
Just past the guard and on top of the shot stone. Right now, let's join Aaron Paul.
Of course, tradition here at the Scotties for the curlers to be out passing the buckets. They're raising money for the Sandra Schmirler Foundation. And thanks to the funds raised so far, the foundation had a chance to present a check. $50,000 was being handed to the Lethbridge Regional Hospital Foundation. Those monies will be used to buy a neonatal care simulator. Sandra Schmirler Foundation is being represented there by Vice President Alan Gilchrist. To donate, go to www.sandraschmirler.org. Don?
And it's always amazing how responsive the spectators are at the various events where they do pass the bucket and people dig into their pockets and continue their tremendous support of the Sandra Schmirler Foundation.
The annual telethon, always held during the Scotties, was held last Sunday, raised $142,000. So a great week for the Sandra Schmirler Foundation.
I thought it threw it pretty good.
Things changing this end. We've seen the same setup the last couple of ends where Renee Simon's putting her rocks in perfect positions. Now Janet Arnott finally getting by the top one, making the tap and forcing the miss out of Sasha, the nose on the corner. So opportunity now for Manitoba to make the most with these rocks in play.
Hard! 8 foot. Hard, hard, hard! 4 foot. Hard, all you got. 4 foot. All you got. Go,
It's on the guard.
go. Yeah, roll it in, Dan. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Okay, Jill.
That last little spin on the stone just delivered by Officer takes it to the top of the 12.
Thought I got it back, but.
Yeah, that's not bad. I don't like that tight one there. Okay. Okay. 9. Same weight. Okay.
Hit and roll in front of that yellow stone is the call.
9. Yep. Got some room. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Kelly Scott still shot stone, back of the button.
Whoa. Still a little early. We might just punch that.
Watch the bounce.
Good shot, Sash.
Hey, Jilly, get it again.
Another opportunity for Jill Officer for the same shot that was called for the previous time.
Tough freeze to get past their own and move that stone off the back of the button. Tough to get it there without rubbing your own.
More weight.
Little bit, yep.
T-line.
Yep.
Little more weight.
Hard. 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 T-line. Hard. 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 All you got. Hard. 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 Go, go, go. Rub off.
Rub it and leave a double.
Go, 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 go. Okay.
Shoot.
It's very frustrating.
I threw that one way straighter.
Their rocks are just caught
And with
in
a bit more
between.
weight.
They're
Well, yeah, and it's still over curl is what I'm saying.
yeah, the in between
Ooh,
shots.
Like the same ice, but I thought I threw it better. Like way straighter. Well, it's just hard for her to get a read.
So now a chance for Gina Schrader to remove both Manitoba stones.
Even if she just rolls to the inside and kicks that second Manitoba stone into the open, it'd be a pretty good shot.
Little roll. Okay.
Bad. Would have liked to get a little more action on that top stone. But when Jennifer Jones deals with this stone at the top of the 4 foot, again, the rocks will be clustered around there, and it's a dangerous house right now for Manitoba. A lot of red hanging around.
They would like to just draw this and come across the face of the rock in the top 4 foot. They're just struggling so much with rocks curling, over curling.
Top 12, top 8.
Yep. Hard line.
To it.
Wait only. Hard line. Wait only.
Just to it.
Whoa, you can't bounce. Yep. Whoa, wait only.
Bumping a little.
Whoa. Whoa. No. Okay.
It's a nice touch. Still not out of the woods yet, but a little better than it was, that's for sure.
Just got the run back.
Well,
What if we just go there? Anywhere in front of the yellows?
we have time if you want to go down and look at it at all.
The other call, of course, is the run
If I
back,
do
running
the
their
hit, I'm
own
losing
on the
that
center
red
line, straight
anyway,
into
right?
those yellow
Because it's cornered on there.
to
So
remove
on
one
top
of them out of play.
Okay, no bounce.
By calling this draw, another rock into the rings, the danger is it's not being in the right spot. Manitoba being able to throw another double and bring the multiple score back into play.
8 foot. Line's good. You got room.
Line's nice.
Yeah, it's getting to a point for Manitoba too. They just really want to get on the board at this stage. 4th end now. 2 would be great, but cannot afford to give up another steal for sure.
Hurry, Whoa, if you're by, whoa.
Just past the guard.
Nice shot.
Onto the top yellow.
Very nice.
It's pretty good.
Good shot.
Manitoba shot, but it's in a very vulnerable position right now.
Okay.
And you can see that overlap on the redstone and the 8-foot really takes away any kind of action on the top yellow. So Jennifer is lining up the hit and roll off of the redstone on the left-hand side of your screen, coming right in to shot stone.
Love to roll right in between those two yellows and can get some favorable action there. Dangers, you could hit a little thin and kind of punch your own right through the hole there as well. But I said that one stone that's on the button really is not in a good spot right now for Manitoba, even though it is shot stone. This needs to curl a long way.
Is she even going to make contact?
Trying to sweep it by, actually. Jennifer Jones trying to leave it for her next shot. Say she slipped.
Too bad. I know. Just good try.
I should have let it go. I put it back at the end.
Kelly Scott now going to run that stone that's frozen, and if she hits it hard enough, she might be able to get both yellows going. Not her forte, throwing the big weight.
But this is the change that I saw in Kelly Scott all week, is that she's being able to throw that up weight a little bit more accurately. I really think she's worked hard on that this year.
Let's get the yellow going.
So get them both kind of going out of the 4-foot area. And if she hits it thin enough, the one that she's hitting first should stay right in that area. Don't know if they said she'll throw it hard enough to get rid of both of them, but certainly get them out of the 4-foot area and leave her counting at least 1 or 2.
You'll just watch her. She needs to drive very hard out of the hack, and she'll give a little extension to try to get the weight needed for this shot.
Her first stone of this 4th hand, leading by 4. Manitoba with the shot rock. When this stone comes to rest, though, Team Canada could be lying 6. Well, to line 5.
What a great shot.
Well done.
Focus. And Manitoba in a pile of trouble right now.
So with both Yellowstones being driven out of the house by Kelly Scott, Jennifer Jones now will be trying to freeze. Draw to the button, get around the red stones that are lined up on the center line.
Talked about a deuce. I think if we told Jennifer Jones she could have one now, she'd gladly take it at this stage of the end.
Yep.
Huge draw right here. Needs to get shot stone. Make Kelly Scott make a play. If she does not get shot stone, Kelly Scott can simply throw a guard on the left side of the sheet, and Jennifer Jones will have nothing but that in off that Kathy Overton Clapham tried to score.
Yep. Line only. Yep.
First stone of this 4th end for Jennifer Jones, looking at 5 Team Canada stones. Just past the guard. Will it curl enough? It does. It sits there, but I think Scott might be able to make a play at it.
Well, she can make a freeze here, and Jennifer Jones will have no shot to score.
Nice shot, Jen. Yeah, almost perfect. Huh? Almost perfect.
Just tapped it a bit.
And the sweeper's being forced to brush this 4 line. They knew that the weight was there.
Kelly Scott can have the same line and nudge this Manitoba stone an inch or 2. You're going to see them lying 3 or 4, and Jennifer Jones with absolutely nothing to score.
It's a lonely looking yellow stone sitting in the rings right now as Kelly Scott delivers her final stone of this 4th end.
Very scary situation for Manitoba.
In the 1 versus 2 playoff game last night, Kelly Scott did struggle with draw weight.
7-8. Close. Room. Whoa. Wait. Close. 8-9. Whoa. Wait for it. 7-8. Room.
This is this stone we think might be a little straighter too. It's not finishing like Jennifer Jones is.
T-line. Hard.
There it goes.
Hard. Good shot.
She won't get shot out of it, but I think Jennifer Jones really doesn't have much but to throw this one into the boards.
I think she could get 2 if she threw from the other end, Don. This is
Redirect draw off here.
or run for the hills, one of the two.
There is such a danger.
We couldn't touch that, that's all. It's almost like a miss, eh? Just redirect it to there. Same weight. Yeah.
Looking to play with draw weight, which is a little less risky.
Center line?
So they have to throw a fair amount of rotation. Tried to hit about a quarter of this stone with, you know, back 4 foot weight and have it start to spin into this area. And you hope that you don't touch that stone at the top 4 foot, but it's.
I don't think I really have a whole lot. But
law of averages.
And the risk being that if she hit it thicker than what she planned, comes onto the top.
Do you think we almost have to play the out turn?
She may give up a steal.
I think so. I think so. I just gotta feather it.
Okay.
Back 4.
That too much?
You make this by accident almost.
Oh, less, I think.
Really, really tough shot. Tough to throw it with enough weight to without playing the risk of giving up the steal.
Final stone of N4. Manitoba trying to get on the board, trailing by 4.
Yeah. Whoa! 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 No, it's not curling. Whoa! No.
Manitoba lying one. Have they any shot at getting a second point? Not really.
Not going to curl enough.
Okay. One.
A happy one.
One yellow.
A very happy one in view of the number of red stones belonging to Team Canada sitting around the 4 foot. Manitoba finally on the board. 4-1 Team Canada leads.
Inspiration. Where does it come from? Is it as simple as wanting to be the best? Is it conviction? The things you can't compromise on? Is it anticipation? Knowing where to be? Or is it a drive to change the game? Wherever it is, find your inspiration. And you'll find greatness.
The following contains scenes of intense silence, extreme frontal unity, gruff language, and obscure subject matter. Parental discretion is contrived.
Nothing else in curling has ever meant so much as a Tim Hortons briar when it's got that golden touch.
It can happen at any time. The scorching pain of acid reflux. And when it does, I take a moment. And I take Gaviscon. You can actually feel its foaming action as soon as you take it. And since you can count on Gaviscon for fast heartburn relief, it's almost as if it never happened. Gaviscon, and it's gone.
The world might not be made for you, but our Big and Tall section is. Moores has a wide selection of big and tall clothing, from suits and sport coats to sportswear and outerwear at prices that won't knock you out. Moores, well made, well priced, well dressed.
Welcome back to the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge, Alberta. Score right now, Team Canada 4-1. Now, last time the Tournament of Hearts went to Regina, it was 1998, 10 years ago, and the skip at that time was Kathy Trowell. She's here with me now as the co-chair for the Tournament of Hearts, heading back to Regina next year in 2008. First of all, Kathy, you've got one sister playing in the final tomorrow, Nancy. Another sister up in our broadcast booth. Of the three of you, what do you think is the most nervous sister right now?
I would say Nancy is the most nervous sister, but they do look really relaxed, and we're just all excited and ready to watch some very good curling tomorrow.
Of course, no nerves really when you're hosting an event like this in Regina. You have such experience there, and I'm thinking about the Briar last year and what a success that was.
The Briar last year was a huge success. The Party Gras theme was fantastic and lots of fun, and we've carried that on with what we're calling Hardy Gras. So we carry on with that, and the city of Regina and province of Saskatchewan is excited for that event.
You did have the all-time attendance record last time it was there. You've got some pretty exciting things. What else do you have set up for next time?
We have a wonderful festival idea following on the wings of the Briar, and with that we bring in more people into our eventplex, which adds another factor with lots of excitement, and more people can share the event. We're looking at a good crowd.
All right, we appreciate your time, Kathy. We're going to send it back to your sister now, and as soon as we're done, I'm going to get you to tell me what she was really like as a kid. Joan, we're over to you.
Well, thanks, Erin. I don't think she can say anything about me because I get the mic next and have many stories about her. Yeah.
Is there any member of your family not involved in curling in Saskatchewan?
No, actually, there isn't. Kathy is actually a Canadian mixed champion with our other sister, who is not here, Karen. Canadian mixed champions from 1996. She was Team Sask Skip in 1998. She's now the co-chair of the host committee and looking for Team Canada if Team Saskatchewan pulls it off tomorrow. Wow, what an event for next year in Regina.
Well, in 1998, Regina did set the attendance record. 154,688 attended the event. And that was when the Schmerler team had just returned from Karuizawa in Japan with gold medals around their necks to participate in the Scott Tournament of Hearts. That was a bit of a difficult task for the Schmerler squad, getting off a plane and basically stepping right onto the ice for the next event.
Well, and you notice that they don't do that anymore. They don't force the Olympic team into that position. But whoever wins this Canadian Championship going off to Japan just in a few weeks to the Worlds, it'll be kind of a similar situation. Team Canada coming back, but with a year's break to defend their title next year in Regina.
Okay, Julie, halfway.
Not much separating the leads. Renee Simons and Janet Arnott.
Well, to me, Renee Simons has not missed very much. She's placed her rocks perfectly. First one in the top four and the second one guarding it just in front of the house. She hasn't missed very much.
Yeah. And conversely, Janet Arnott has struggled a little bit, I think, from a perceptions view, but stats don't always tell you everything either.
My bro. Mine's good. Whoa. Mine's real good.
Well, when you talk about statistics,
Okay,
I'm
Joe,
going to really go out on a limb here, and one statistic I don't think will ever be broken. 20 appearances by Colleen Jones at the Scott or Scotties. Well, she hasn't played in the Scotties because it was renamed this year, but 20 appearances at a Scott.
It's kind of weird having Scotties without her, actually. She did lose the Nova Scotia final this year to Joe Moser's young team.
You know, when you look at Janet Arnott, Jan Betker playing in their 9th event.
Whoa, oh my God.
That was very close on the guard.
Well, the one thing Colleen could do this year is that she couldn't do in previous years. She could blame the skip for the loss. She was playing third this year for the first time. Great sweeping to get that by.
Quick. I was way out here.
And that so far has been the difference in this game, is that Team Canada has just been squeaking by the guards, and we've seen Manitoba rob a number of guards in this game.
We were talking about that in the commercial break. Just how much Team Canada, between Sasha Carter and Gina Schrader and Kelly Scott, how similarly they throw, which gives Kelly Scott that advantage of knowing where to put the broom down, that the consistent amount of curl. And it just appears to me that Manitoba is struggling with where to put the broom down for each one of the players. And last end, Jill Officer showed her frustration again with, I feel like I'm throwing it back to the broom and I'm still over curling, and then this time it didn't curl enough. So Sometimes when you fool around with that release to try to compensate for the amount of curl, it doesn't help the skip get the read on where the broom should be.
Okay. And if it comes by it, you're probably onto that one.
Looking at the double peel.
You like leaving our red shooter up there, though? What's that? You
Peel.
like leaving our red shooter up there?
Danger you got to watch is that when you drive the first yellow onto the second yellow, it doesn't kill your stone at the side of the 12-foot. Hard to not lose something red here if you are close to making the double. Difficult shot.
I agree, Mike. You may drive that second yellow guard into the house on some sort of jam.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sasha Carter onto the top stone.
Okay, good shot.
And onto the Team Canada stone in the rings, but fortunately for Team Canada, they don't get a jam.
Actually. They don't get a jam, but they didn't
That's not
clear.
bad. We've cleared up that side of the sheet at least.
But there's still a number of
that's
guards,
better.
and for
guard.
Jennifer Jones, she wants as much rocks in play as
Okay.
possible. She only got the 1 point last and down 3 without hammer. She wants to force something to happen here, either a steal or force Canada just to 1. She's playing the tap on her own. I would be tempted to make a play on that red stone that's in the house. You don't want Canada to have an opportunity to get 2.
No, this is a steal call. This is not a hold your opponent to 1 call. That's for sure.
Hard. T-line. Hard.
And again, rock over curling.
Okay, Kath.
All right.
Tapping it back for shot rock, but it is exposed.
Again, chance to lie 2 here. Can't quite see all of this zone. See, 95% of it
Come
though.
up nice here.
This is the spot again. We talked about it in the first and the third ends that both teams caught with the stone over curling on hits.
Well, there were some people who suggested that Kelly Scott may have been fooled a little by the ice in the 1-2-page playoff game last night against Jan Betker of Saskatchewan. But she seems to have picked things up very, very well for this semifinal.
Hard. Hard. Never leave
I would
it.
agree,
Right
Dawn.
up. Whoa, whoa. Good brushing, guys.
Great sweeping. Pretty easy raised double here though for Kathy Overton Clapham, as raised doubles go.
That's right. But just to continue your thought, Dawn, Team Canada has never been far off this week. You know, we say that they struggled a little bit with draw weight last night. It was a very close game. They are so close in every game. They make everything. They've been very, very consistent.
Close still. No.
This is not close to making the shot that you're looking for.
Okay.
You said that was not a difficult shot.
Thought I threw that well.
Hit
All right.
and rolled out badly. Need to curl another 3 or 4 inches.
And that's what happens when you've been struggling along and you're
throw that very well. 9.5. 9.6.
Okay. Right, I threw it close.
We've had a lot of rocks that have overcurled, and I think Kathy Overton Clapham just gave that one a little bit of extra rotation, a little extra weight, and it ran. And that's the frustration they're facing so far in this game, is just the lack of consistency.
Whoa, we got 9-3. Clean.
Well, you suggested at the start of our telecast that one of the key battles could be a third stone with Gina Schrader and Kathy Overton Clapham. And through 4 ends of play, Schrader is 81% and Clapham is 72%.
Well, it definitely it showed up in the statistics all week.
Gina.
Again, Gina Schrader is just never far off. She always plays in the 80s. I think she had 1 game below 80%. She's just very, very good. And as we said, when you play with a lot of rocks in play, sometimes Kathy Overton Clapham was faced with some very difficult shots.
Okay, done.
8.5.
Okay, let's do it.
Try to get the roll too.
Yeah.
So double in a roll here for Jennifer Jones. Try to get rid of both of those red stones and roll behind those guards on the right-hand side.
Eight. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
Will she get the roll? No.
Just got that second red stone out.
And over curled again.
And her release, it looks soft. You know, we talk about what is a soft release. It just rolling out of her hand as she's giving the turn.
Janet didn't know you wanted it long.
Look at that stat.
No. Oh my goodness.
A little more. You had 9-2.
I said, did you know that was long?
Kelly Scott would love to roll behind those corner guards. You don't want to roll too far in though. You want to still block the out turn draw for, you know that Jennifer Jones is going to be going around. You like to roll it just 3/4 buried behind those guards and make things difficult on Manitoba. Certainly want to stay for sure. Not going to stay. So an opportunity here for Jennifer Jones to force Kelly Scott into a tough draw.
Here-ish? Yeah, we were taking here to go right here. Here to go there. Yeah. Yep. Like that. Okay.
You know, Jennifer Jones in this, her fourth
You like a little less?
in the Scott or Scotties, has compiled quite a record in Brandon in 2002 in her first trip. An 8-3 round robin record. 9-2 in St. John's, 8-3 in London last year, and 9-2 again this year. That's pretty impressive.
Should be good here? I think so. Normal.
So love to have this stop as close to the 4-foot as she could, right on the tee line. Force Kelly Scott to draw the button.
Right there, line only. Top 4, T.
Yep. Wait only. Grab. Wait only.
Top 8, top 4.
At the end. Let it bend.
Whoa, T.
Let it bend. Line getting real good. In my broom. Make it good, Jill.
No. Whoa.
Yep.
Atta girl. Good shot.
Pretty good touch.
They weren't in jeopardy of hitting a guard. This is a big confidence booster for Jennifer Jones.
It's a big point here. Kelly Scott needs to draw the button.
Nice one. Thanks. To
5-1, 4-2.
Yeah. Huh?
Big momentum point.
Yeah. It's okay.
Really the first tough shot that Kelly Scott has had to throw under pressure in this game.
Okay. Just a few feet more ice than her. Got 14-5.
Yep.
And this was the shot that she had trouble with in the Page playoff, was the pressure draw. And as you said, Mike, she's had built a lot of confidence so far in this game.
Well, this could very definitely be a key shot in this game. As Mike said, 5-1 Team Canada or 4-2 with 5 ends remaining.
Pretty straight. Keep looking. Keep looking.
Face to the button.
You need Gina?
If they got enough to get it there, she needs to get to the button. Looks pretty good. Will it stop now? In time. Just at the back of the button, so under pressure. Kelly Scott responds, and Team Canada at the midpoint of this semifinal has a commanding 4-point lead.
You must study harder, not just hockey all the time. Ming ba.
Come on, Tommy! Dad, what are you doing here?
Hey, Tommy. Double.
Thanks. He's good.
Better than you.
How would you know?
I come watch.
Okay, what team did I play for?
You right wing.
Thanks for coming, Dad.
Give me my picture back.
Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 25 years.
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end.
We tried it.
You should try it.
Now we do it together.
Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun!
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end.
Come play.
Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get up, get light, and go curling!
The QE2 Foundation Lifestyles Lottery is back. Watch your mailbox for this brochure featuring 2 grand prize showcases. Each home comes complete with a brand new BMW in the driveway. Get your ticket early and you could win this Baystar motorhome and $25,000. It's the early bird prize. There are 3,480 prizes in all. The QE2 Foundation Lifestyles Lottery. Watch for your brochure and act quickly.
This year's winner of the Ford Hot Shots will be the lucky recipient of a 2-year lease of a new 2007 Ford Edge. The players with the highest amount of points advance on to the Hot Shots final. And this time it comes down to Alberta's lead Corey Bartle versus second Kelly Turpin from the Northwest Territories Yukon. A total of 6 shots will be thrown by each player, with a maximum of 5 points being awarded for each shot. The shots will be everything from the hit and stay to the more difficult double takeout. Alberta's Corey Bartle goes in for the hit and stay, and she gets it for 5 points. But it's Kelly Turpin who has the final shot and goes for the double. And she does it with a double takeout. Final results, Kelly Turpin wins with 19 points, Corey Bartle with 11. And so it's a very happy second Kelly Turpin that will go home with the 2007 Ford Edge. Welcome back. Joining me now, Kelly Scott, Team Canada skip. Kelly, are you surprised so far by the matchup between you and Jennifer with the percentages?
I don't know what the percentages are, to tell you the truth, but we're happy with the way the game's going so far.
They seem to be having trouble reading the ice, something that people suggested you had that problem yesterday. What did you do to fix that problem?
Yeah, we kind of said yesterday's game we had to go to school a little bit, and hoping that paid off for today, and so far it has.
All right, thanks very much, Kelly.
Thank you.
Don, back to you.
Well, Aaron, Kelly Scott and Team Canada got off to the start they wanted with last rock advantage, getting 2 in the first inning.
Well, and that's what they've been doing all week, is they're so good at placing stones here, right across the board with Renee Simons, putting her stones right in the top 4. They've been placing them and reading the ice really well, and they certainly are looking strong so far.
Well, Jennifer Jones has tried to get rocks in play. Unfortunately, on a couple of ends, there have been a lot of Team Canada stones that have really put pressure on her.
There have, and it's been a team effort. I think all 4 players really have been struggling. Jennifer Jones herself has missed a couple of key shots, go right to the third end. This was a double to get right back in the game. Fairly easy shot for 1, just had to get by the guard, remove that stone. The double for 2 was there, and typically of this game, she's been wrecking quite often, particularly with her last stone, and has struggled. And conversely, Kelly Scott's been very, very solid. And Jennifer Jones on her last stone in the 4th end really didn't have much at all. Tried this little wiki-ticky off the sideboards for 2, and it didn't happen for her. But as it turns out, Kelly Scott has taken a 4-point lead here halfway through this game.
So with 5 ends remaining in this semi-final for the right to move on to the championship tomorrow against Jan Betker and her Saskatchewan team, what style of game do you anticipate seeing as we move into the final 5 ends?
Well, I imagine Team Manitoba needs to talk about reading the ice, and they have to start taking a little bit more ice for those draws. Like, as Mike said, all of the members of the team are racking on guards. They're doing the right things. They're going to have to continue to take those chances, put rocks into play, hope for the misses from Team Canada to score when they have last rock.
Does Team Canada, Mike, go into a defensive mode here?
It's hard with Jennifer Jones. You know there's going to be a lot of rocks in play, and I think Kelly Scott has to play 1 or 2 more ends in this mode and continue to put some pressure on Team Canada. It's hard to run and hide with the 4-rock rule, and I don't think we're going to see quite that happen. Maybe in the 8th or 9th end, you might see Kelly Scott play a few more hits, but I anticipate a few more rocks in play early in this second half of the game.
4 points separate Team Canada leading Team Manitoba in this semi-final. 5 ends remaining for the right to advance to the championship game tomorrow.
Why M&M? Variety. Yeah, I mean, before dinner was so, Dinner! Boys, dinner's ready. Guys? You know, now M&M helps us put together hundreds of meals that we can all enjoy together, which is nice.
Never stop enjoying life. Strauss Herb Company, bringing science and tradition together for a brighter future.
The Canadian Curling Association appreciates, understands, and wishes to acknowledge the importance of local sponsorship to curling teams across Canada throughout the curling season. In an effort to recognize local corporate support of teams which have achieved the privilege of representing their province or territory at a Canadian Curling Championship, we are pleased to provide some deserving profile to their respective corporate supporter.
So, Randy, what do you think of my curling game?
Well, Jim, it looks to me like your game needs a little bit of help. But your family of Strauss products are right on the button, like Strauss Heart Drops, on sale now at a health product retailer near you.
Hi, Laura. Big accident at home.
Uh-oh. Indoor soccer again?
And Mom's coming over for dinner.
Come on, we'll get you started.
Got an electrical project? Start right at True Value. You know you'll find everything you need for all your do-it-yourself projects, along with the friendly expert advice that you've come to expect.
Now you just have to make dinner.
And keep Ricky outside.
True Value. Start right, start here.
4 young Canadians will be grilled by 4 ex-PMs in a battle for $50,000 and the title of Canada's next great Prime Minister. Join me as I host Canada's next great Prime Minister, Sunday, March 18th on CBC.
The action is here. Hi! Championship Curling on CBC. A week-long battle for the Canadian women's title culminates in one thrilling championship weekend. The 2007 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Final tomorrow live at 1:30 Eastern only on CBC.
Welcome back to Lethbridge. The score here is 5-1. Jennifer, you seem to be having some problems reading the ice, something that you haven't struggled with all week.
No, actually, we feel really good with the ice. You know, we were just a little bit lazy on our releases, and we're hitting a couple of guards. Hopefully, we'll fix that in the back half and, you know, try to make a comeback here.
You are known for your aggressive style. What do you do going into the back half?
Well, we got to, you know, generate some offense, and, you know, hopefully we can make a few good shots and get a couple of misses out of them and make a comeback in the game.
All right, thanks very much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
5-1 midway through the semifinal. We will have more coverage starting with 6N when we come back. Stay with us.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by Sponge Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
With thousands of super absorbent sponge pockets in every pack of sponge towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Couple of Keiths, please.
State your case, young man.
I'm on a first date, and a couple of Keiths would be great.
My finest ale would be perfect. Does she possess any land or livestock?
She has a condo and a cat.
Ooh, she's a keeper. Wilson, the pride of Nova Scotia. Hey, Wilson, what's a condo?
The Olympic Winter Games are returning to home ice. Now, the Royal Canadian Mint presents a series of new coins to celebrate our athletes' quest for gold. Winning, though, also takes you, your encouragement and enthusiasm. In fact, without it, their hopes and dreams disappear. Collect our new curling coin from your change. Also available at Petro-Canada, or visit an RBC branch today. Collect it and cheer on our Vancouver 2010 athletes.
Inspiration. Where does it come from? Is it conviction? The things you can't compromise on? Is it anticipation? Knowing where to be? Wherever it is, find your inspiration, and you'll find greatness.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by Ford, built for life in Canada. By Tim Hortons' new breakfast sandwich. It'll make your morning. And by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
The Old Man River flows through the city of Lethbridge for the second time. The venue for the Canadian Women's Curling Championship, first held here in 1987. And that year, Jan Betker participated in her first ever Canadian Women's Championship, playing for Kathy Fallman. The team went 7-4 that year. And of course, Jan Betker will be in the final, leading Saskatchewan 20 years later here at the ENMAX Center against either Team Canada or Team Manitoba. And at the moment, Team Canada has a very definite edge as Kelly Scott has her team from the Kelowna Curling Club in front by a 5-1 margin. You know, last year when Kelly Scott won the Scott in London, Ontario, she really cleaned up, winning the championship. She was also named the Marge Mitchell Award winner, and she claimed the MVP of the tournament as well.
We're going to be back T. Yeah, I know. Well, take it as far back. We're going to go another one at center. Okay.
Sixth end. Often the first half of the sixth end will be a little straighter and a little keener. And we talk about it obviously a lot on our broadcast, so we get to watch this quite often. But the mistake made there by Renee Simons is made quite often with teams that they get used to what the normal draw weight is. And it just changes slightly in this sixth end. They cool it down to make sure that the ice doesn't change for the rest of the game.
Talked about Lethbridge hosting the event for the second time. When Regina plays host to the Scotties next year, it will be the third time that the city of Regina has hosted the Canadian Women's Championship, 1982 and 1998.
Line's good. 6, 7, pretty good. Easy. Top 8, top 4.
Oh, yeah,
Lots
we're
of
there.
line.
We're there.
Well, I think you got a bit of weight for line here.
7, 8.
Whoa, right off. Right off. No, no, no.
Well, no real secrets here. What Jennifer Jones needs to do in this end, she needs to grab a deuce or more right away. And there's a good start for her is with the corner guard and 2 stones behind the tee line.
Another corner, I thought. I thought we just talked about it.
But she's behind the tee. I think that's why she's not.
It's okay. I need another.
Okay, just checking.
You hear the discussion is with Kathy Overton Clapham, Janet Arnott, Jill Officer, just talking about their game plan. And I thought the interview with Aaron and Jennifer, and they talked about we know that we're releasing the stones softly.
Let it curl if you
and
can.
they're over curling. We know we're going to fix that, but the rest of their game plan is pretty standard. A lot of rocks in play.
Even.
Use the corner guards and hope for some misses.
Go. Okay, good.
And a miss in this case would simply be a nose hit on one of these peels. And then they could try to generate 3 if possible.
And you also get the sense that there isn't a lot of panic on behalf of Team Manitoba. They have been in this situation before. They know that it only takes 1 or 2 misses to get that multiple score and get them right back in the game.
But there haven't been many misses from Team Canada so far in this game. 83% as a team through 5 ends of play.
And I think the bigger issue for Jennifer Jones is that they need to start being a little more precise with their placement of stones. Just been struggling with getting the rocks into the right spots, not leaving any good angles for Team Canada.
Line's quite tight.
Well, that number certainly does not reflect the way Jill Officer performed during the week. She was the top second in this year's Scotties.
That's right, Dawn. She's usually about 20 percentage points higher, usually mid-80s. Makes a lot of shots, and we saw her frustration in this first half of the game, just not quite being able to figure out why her rocks aren't going where she wants them to. But like I said, these young women have a lot of experience, and they know how to correct it. Waiting for this to curl just to catch an edge.
And there's the miss.
Now, pressure on Team Manitoba to try and take advantage of the miscue by Sasha Carter.
Hard line!
See line, Jen? See that?
Hard line!
Immediately upon release, Jennifer Jones began calling for the brushing.
G-line. No. Line's perfect. Make it good.
No, it's got a curl.
It's
T-line on its own.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Very nice. Good.
Well done. You hear the panic call from Jennifer, but you know, really
Same as the first one.
it has been like that the first half of the game, that every one of their rocks were finishing so hard. I don't blame her for starting to sweep these rocks early.
We see about a third of that, so maybe half. So it is partially exposed.
Sasha's hit in this spot ran very straight.
Gina Schrader has the #1 percentage on Team Canada at 85% through 5 ends of play.
And I talked about this, the sixth end straightening up.
Ooh, that's 2 back-to-back misses by Team Canada. Sasha Carter and now Gina Schrader, and suddenly Manitoba's hopes of coming back are improved dramatically. A possibility of 3 here on this 5th end.
Definitely is. They can use the guard, the other guard, and get a half a miss.
But she only gave it that much ice.
Or do you like here?
I don't know about that. That's what I first thought, but I like that. We put 2 guards up for
You don't go around the same guard for fear of grouping the 2 stones together and leaving a double. So they're going to go around the guard on the right as we're looking at it, and get some separation between their 2 stones. The last thing you want to do is leave Team Canada double to get out of trouble.
And I think the comment by Kathy Overton Clapham was, we didn't put 2 guards up for nothing. We might as well use them.
No, it's got to curl a lot.
This one has to really make some movement as it comes to a stop.
Got to be even. Make sure you're even. Whoa, it's starting to curl now. Whoa, at the end. Whoa, yeah, go hard. Whoa.
It's a perfect weight.
The line's not that bad, actually. Missed the guard by a mile, but it's in a pretty good spot. See a little bit more of it. Let's see about 3/4 of it.
Oh yeah, a little more than half. Yeah, okay. 10.
Chance for redemption here for Gina Schrader after missing with her last stone.
9.5. Yeah. Whoa. 9.5. Right off.
This is tracking as well. This needs to curl.
Okay, we're gonna clip it thin. Go, Sash. Go. Okay.
Just enough to get it out.
Nice break there for Manitoba. They clipped that stone off the forefoot and gives them a free run at the come around now, and chance to lie 2.
Pardon? Not coming up very much. No.
As I said, that is a characteristic of the sixth end. I think that's something that teams should be talking about in the fifth end of these games when it comes down to one sheet being used in the arena. Everything will straighten up for a little while. Now it's the question of how long.
8 foot. Full 8. Just 8 foot.
So they want to get this full 8 foot. Want to lie first or second shot and not allow some sort of double for Kelly Scott.
Hard, Jill. Go, go, go.
Didn't take it quite far enough.
Crushing. Very good. Forgot I left my stuff over.
Changes the whole complexion of the end, though, the fact they didn't get a chance to lie too. Kelly Scott now is playing a freeze. And by getting a stone in this area, we're going to freeze to this stone.
Top 8 foot works.
Getting into this area, it will eliminate any opportunity for this stone to count because they have the 2 stones at the back of the rings as well. So another inch or 2 of weight would really have helped out Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, try to tap on depending on what she does.
A chance for Kelly Scott to make a real save here on the multiple score by keeping this rock in front of shot stone, not rolling off.
7.
So we've seen the problems with the draws being quite straight.
Whoa, room. Whoa, just edge to edge now. Yep, Gina.
Line is very good.
Whoa, it's got a curl. Yep. Hard. Bump it. Sorry,
Over curled, and they didn't get shot stone. So good break there for Manitoba.
Yes.
The only good news for Kelly Scott is that that freeze will totally eliminate any chance of the third stone that's on the right of our screen there from coming into play.
We know this out turn better, eh? Yeah. Where, right here? I think around there, don't you? We've got to cross the line, so. Yeah.
So right now, Jennifer Jones realizes that they're in a pretty good spot. She's going to go down, play a freeze into the pocket here, and by doing so, she may force Team Canada into following it down, making some sort of freeze or a little tap on the one she just threw.
You want the one on my side or the other one?
I'm not sure I like the freeze down here. It may take away your multiple score if Kelly Scott follows you down. The other option is to try to draw with the out turn to the other side of the house and stay for shot stone.
I think this is a bit of a scoreboard down 4. They're playing the freeze to the back to take a bit of a risk and try to bring 3 into play, and that's the reason they're playing the call. But as you say, Joan, it might leave an out for Kelly Scott.
Let it work. Back 8. Line's good. You got to be
certainly in character for Jennifer Jones, though, taking the riskier play.
Yeah. Got to go a little. To it. You got to be to it.
Has she got enough to get back to those 2 red stones?
Line's really good.
She's there.
Pretty good.
I think this will force Kelly Scott to try to follow her down, freeze to it and save.
Nice shot, Jen. It's not a problem, eh? Yeah.
Just a heavy draw.
Okay, she was here, eh?
So you heard her say heavy draw. The problem stone really isn't Manitoba's stone, although you want to freeze. She wants to move her own stone at the back of the rings out of the way so that when she makes the freeze, Jennifer Jones won't be able to place some sort of hit and get 3 points. She needs to play the freeze, but also get rid of those stones that are providing backing. Danger here, of course, is with the little bit extra weight. If the stone runs and rolls off of that stone at the back of the 4 foot, there'll be an open hit for 3 for Jennifer Jones. So line and weight are critical on this shot.
8. Just to it. Room, bump, room.
Okay, roll
line.
Room.
Right off.
Room, what do you got?
Starting to bend.
9, clean. 9.
Whoa, line.
This is the rock that we were watching earlier in the game that we felt did not curl quite as much.
Let it come up.
Whoa.
Will it curl enough?
Great shot.
Great would be a stretch. This is a double for 3.
Huh? Sorry. It's a little off nose, eh? Yeah, just a nose hit.
Really just an open hit.
No, right, just a little off.
Certainly a little on the
Yeah, just off.
side. We'll get 2 for sure, which is goal number 1.
Yeah, you think I have to throw? Oh, I see. You just don't want it to be like normal. Try to save the shooter, be easier.
Yeah.
9.5.
And there you hear it. It's the shooter. They know that they can make this double and guarantee their 2 points that'll be in the house, but they want to keep their shooter in play to get the 3rd point. Huge shot for Jennifer Jones right now.
Just a little on the high side, a little on the broom side. And you'll see Kathy Overton-Clapham sweep that stone as it caroms off the one at the back 8 foot out of play.
She needs to be careful because she needs to keep the thought in mind that even if she hits high side, she will get 2 points. If she plays it too cute to try to save the shooter, she may only get the 1. So the way to miss
stone. Final rock, end number 6 for the 2005 Canadian champion. An opportunity to score 3, get right back in this game.
It's not curling enough.
It's going to roll too far, the shooter will, and it will be 2 for Jennifer Jones.
2 yellow.
2 yellow? 2
yellow.
3 would have been big on this 6th end, but she still trails by 2 with 4 ends remaining.
With our new breakfast sandwich, you can't get to Tim Hortons fast enough. Eggs, bacon, or sausage, processed cheese, all on a toasted home-style biscuit, just $2.49.
Always fresh at Tim Hortons.
Canada's largest coast-to-coast mover, AMJ Campbell, has been moving households and offices locally and internationally since 1934. As the most trusted movers in Canada, AMJ Campbell is your source for your home, office, or do-it-yourself move. At AMJ Campbell, we treat your possessions like they're our own. AMJ Campbell is the only moving company that you can pay on your Sears card to earn Sears Club points. Thinking of moving? Call AMJ Campbell.
The world will come to Vernon, British Columbia for the Ford World Women's Curling Championship. Watch for tickets to go on sale soon at Ticketmaster.
This is where the world will rock. Vernon, this is where the world will rock.
We understand why so many Europeans ski marble. After all they've got is the Alps. Marble Mountain, Newfoundland, for the vertically inclined.
Now play something country. Today's country. Today's FX 1019.
I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to back down.
Today's country.
FX 1019.
Check-in email? While you're there, why not buy your lottery online? Check out PlaceFair at alc.ca. Secure and convenient. Need a ticket? Just click it.
Every year, we get more than 16 feet of natural snow. Good thing. Marble Mountain, Newfoundland, for the vertically inclined.
Food, fashion, intriguing people,
You're like from a different species.
and a few surprises along the way.
It might not be the workout for everyone.
The Jill Deacon Show, weekdays at 11 and 2 on CBC Television.
Determined to fight for human rights.
I have to stand up and stand for them.
Torn between kindness and politics.
If I'll make more enemies than friends, well, so be it.
Louise Arbour in the Crossfire on Dock Zone, Thursday at 8 on CBC.
Well, things have certainly improved for Team Manitoba. 4 ends remaining in this semifinal at the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge. Jennifer Jones and her squad from the St. Vital Curling Club trailing the defending champion Kelly Scott of the Kelowna Curling Club by 2 points.
Yeah, I am. No, just make sure it's over. We're going long, Jen.
Okay.
Okay, go long.
Team Manitoba knows that they'll be throwing 2 guards. They don't want to group them together. So although the call may have been for the first one to be tight, the sweepers changed that call.
A reminder that Wednesday at 8, it's Canada's favorite new comedy, Small Town Canada with a little Muslim twist. Catch an all-new episode of Little Mosque on the Prairie this Wednesday at 8 on CBC television.
Got lots of room. Go. Right up. Right up.
Come on. Go. Come on.
It's great brushing. Drag that rock into the rings. Really has been sweeping ice this week. Not a lot of what we call the fudging or breaking down along the center line.
Wait only.
Just again a tribute to the great ice making of Hans Withrich.
Got room at the end if you can. No, line's good. The end if you can. I'd like it to. Oh yeah, go. That's good.
So there's the 2 guards. Try to get them spaced apart so that the double peel is more difficult.
Top 8.
Janet Arnott right now is the top percentage shooter of the 8 women on the ice.
And really, Renee has made just about all of her shots up until the 6th end. And she missed badly on her 2 shots last end to set up the situation for Jennifer Jones to get the multiple score.
Easy, whoa.
Top room. Stay close. Yep, to get by red. Yep. Hurry line. Hard. Okay, you're by. Looks great. Atta girl.
At the end, big movement by the stone just played.
That's a great shot.
Do you like going here?
Just completely changes the complexion of the end when your lead makes 2 great shots into the top of the 8-foot and puts a ton of pressure on your opponents. That stone at the top 4-foot is at least 2 shots from being removed by Team Manitoba.
Hard line.
Jaloffs are looking for a freeze.
No. Way heavy. Where are we? Way heavy. T-line. Even deeper. Got lots of line. Behind it. Tons of line.
Back 8.
Tons of line. Yeah, go Dan. Go hard, Dan. Hard, all you got. Keep it going. Go. Okay.
To the back of the 4-foot for shot, but that's not where they wanted it.
Well, it's open, that's the problem, and Kelly Scott will simply just peel this out and roll away. Pretty good situation right now for Team Canada. No need to leave any stones around at the back of the rings.
It's a tricky little shot. As you can see, you don't want to flare this wide. You'll miss everything. And if you tip it on the inside, you'll rack on one of the numerous rocks in play.
This one has to curl, and it starts to move and catches a corner of that Manitoba stone to remove it.
Good throw.
Sasha Carter has the advantage over Jill Officer. Sasha Carter has played 10 takeouts and only 2 draws so far in the game.
Line's good. Same weight.
I got a little less.
And a lot of that is dictated by the score. When Team Canada scores 2 in the first end, Sasha's shots are going to be hits.
Coming down, Jen. Whoa! No line.
All right. Anytime.
No, Dan.
No, it's
You got
okay.
no line.
Okay.
No, it's going to be beside it. Whoa. No, curl, Jill. Curl. Very nice. That's good. Great shot.
Atta girl.
Well done.
Pretty good.
Wanna play the
pretty
same
good.
shot?
Sorry.
I don't think I can get to nose.
No.
Let's take the guard. Either or.
No, let's take the guard.
What's that?
Let's take the guard.
Easy.
2 up with last rock. Just keep it open. Keep it simple.
Whoa. Atta girl, Sash. Good shot.
Sasha Carter successfully peels the Team Manitoba stone, sitting just across the hog.
Yeah. That or freeze to it again. Yep. Oh.
So wide around on the out turn this time.
Tissue there. Same weight I had this way.
Yep. Yes.
Tricky shot here.
Kathy Overton Clapham taking some extra time and cleaning the surface of her stone. She had detected something either on the stone or on the surface of the ice just prior to delivering, so she went back to work and making sure nothing was going to impede this rock's progress.
Top 12.
And Jennifer did call line right out of her hand.
Hard! Just top 12. Hard! Get a rub! Whoa.
A little further?
Sure. Okay, Kath. All right.
Just light more than anything. Problem there, she lined up the yellow red onto the one in the
Even
rings.
if you stick and squirt it, that's okay.
What's wrong with the guard?
What if I just take the guard?
Yeah, I think so. Sure.
Team decision to remove the guard.
Well, the angles are pretty good with the stones in the rings for Team Canada. With that shot of Kathy Overton Clapham's over curling, you see the angle lined up onto the Manitoba stone at the top 8 foot. So
yeah.
Again, you're gonna see Jennifer Jones play some sort of defensive shot here, time to either a type of guard or come into the rings and jostle the stones around a little bit. And
Very nice.
you hate making shots for your opponents. And that was the danger of playing that stone at the top 8 foot.
And this is our key matchup where we've seen Kathy Overton Clapham struggle throughout this game. Her numbers are starting to come up in the last end.
Okay, Kath, let's make it.
Second chance for the same shot for Kathy Overton Clapham.
Weight's better.
Mine's better.
Top 4.
Wait only. Whoa, let it work.
Just top 4.
Whoa, let it work.
Top 8.
There it goes, yep. Room. Whoa. Room.
Hard.
Hard, all you got.
Hard. All you got.
Hard.
Hard. Okay, whoa.
Shot stone, Manitoba.
Great weight. No, I think there's a
Very nice weight.
good weight, Kath.
Again, angles are good for Team Canada, though. That stone ended up in a spot that will drive that stone of Team Canada right onto the shot that Kathy Overton Clapham just threw. This is a hit to lie 3. Nose hit the yellow, and it will drive this red stone onto here, killing the stone on the side of the 8 foot. So rock, pretty good draw by Kathy Overton Clapham, but it didn't really end up in a great spot for Manitoba.
I think with 8.5 it'll run.
And the desired position was more curl towards the center line where this would not be lined up. It's very difficult, though.
Tough to stay for sure.
Clean. Clean only. Yeah!
Gina Schrader with an opportunity here to put Team Canada in a great position playing this end. She rubs. And rather than remove 2 Manitoba stones, 2 of her own are gone. The shooter and
Tick,
the one
tick,
rock
tick.
in the rings. A little tick there.
It ended up in not a terrible spot, though. You can see where it ends up buried behind that stone at the top of the 12 foot. It is lonely in there. It's on its own, but
it's shot stone, but things have improved for Team Manitoba after that shot.
very, very important shot here for Jennifer Jones if she's playing the run back. She needs to hit this right on the nose, drive it straight back. If this shot is made, things are going to be tough for Kelly Scott. If she happens to miss it a little high and clip her own on the way by, will really open things up and get Team Canada out of difficulty here. So big shot for Jennifer Jones. Needs to hit this right on the nose, drive it straight back, lie 4.
You heard a comment from Kelly Scott. I don't like this end.
Well, it's a little messier than she was hoping for, but really set up by misses more than that was a pretty big miss there by Gina Schrader.
This is a big momentum shot. Chance for Jennifer Jones to get some confidence back and put some pressure on Kelly Scott.
Trying to drive her own back onto the shot stone. Will it curl enough? Lies 1. Had a chance if she was on target to lie 4.
Jen.
I'll breathe sigh of relief from Kelly Scott, I'm sure. Two things happened there. One, Jennifer Jones didn't get hers all the way out of the rings, but secondly, she opened up a couple of paths into the button for her last stone.
Back 12. We'd like to lie 2 if we can.
There are options here for Kelly Scott. I
Well,
think the heavy draw, tap it back.
And the corner guard, the Yellowstone is biting the 12-foot, is partially bearing shot or covering shot stone.
12 weight.
So when Kelly Scott makes this play on the stone and move it back, there will be some sort of double left for Jennifer. She'll probably roll a little bit towards the center line.
And it'll need to be made, though. Otherwise, again, you hate to give Kelly Scott a free deuce this stage of the game.
Oh, you're right.
Wait for it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're not a whole bunch away.
Yep. Yep.
Immediately, the brushers said we're not a whole bunch of weight, but now they're called off. Just keeping the running surface clean.
Yep. Hard on the shooter. Hard. Hard.
Doesn't push the Manitoba stone out of the rings.
Here's the double Joan was talking about. Jennifer Jones making now shot and a half last end. Bring her numbers up a little bit. Still low for her, though.
Yeah.
So big shot here.
So you can see to make the double, the shooter will stay wide open. Kelly Scott will have a chance for 1, but she'll be looking at 4 in the house if the double is made.
Listen for Kathy Overton-Clapham. This rock hangs a little. She may call the hit and roll late.
Final stone of the end for Jennifer Jones. Kelly Scott has last rock. They jumped on it almost immediately.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hard tap, harder.
Hit.
Chance for 2 now for Kelly Scott.
Looks like red a second shot. Hit for 2.
10.
It just appears to me that Jennifer Jones is just not throwing cleanly. That some of them are straight up the broom and some of them are a little soft, and that one was turned early.
Well, that's the issue. Some are going straight and some are curling. Well, if they're all hooking, then you can ice yourself. When one runs straight and the next one curls is really when, as a player, you start to struggle.
Nice chance here for Kelly Scott.
Do you think a 10 with this?
A hidden stick. She doesn't have a lot of room to roll. If she rolls away, she'll only get the 1 point at the back of the house. So this is a tricky little hidden stick. She can roll towards the center line.
Changing turns to one they know. The in-turn coming in the even ends in end number 6, we saw run very, very straight. So she's going to the turn. She knows is going to move up just a little bit.
Lying 1, Kelly Scott, Team Canada with a chance for 2.
Yep. 9-8, clean. Whoa, clean. Whoa.
Prior to Jennifer Jones throwing her first stone, Kelly Scott made the comment she really didn't like this end. Well, she still won't be totally happy because she has missed an opportunity to get 2.
It's a big point.
1 point for Team Canada and a 3-point advantage with 3 ends remaining in this Scotties semifinal in Lethbridge.
A denture adhesive with no messy ooze.
Announcing Polygrip Comfort Strips. These slim strips are pre-measured to give you a neat, clean seal with all the hold of a cream. New Polygrip Comfort Strips holds all day in a neat new way.
Introducing Polident Fresh Cleanse.
Wow, a denture cleanser that freshens for hours.
It's fresh, foam, fabulous.
Polident micro-cleans, kills bacteria, and releases breath fresheners that last up to 5 hours. New Polident Fresh Cleanse.
Hey, Bob. Big mess at home. Uh-oh. Looks like you need a new kitchen faucet. Come on, let's get you started.
Thinking about a renovation?
Before a small plumbing project bursts into a large problem, start right at True Value. You know you'll always find friendly expert advice for all your do-it-yourself projects.
Thanks again for all your help. Hey, don't forget your towel.
True Value. Start right, start here.
Will she be good? Will she be great? Will she win a gold medal? Will she make a nation hold their breath at exactly the same moment? She might. Please give to the Sandra Schmirler Foundation and support neonatal hospital units across Canada, because champions start small.
Sometimes even great teams need more skill and more ability. Sometimes even great teams need an advantage. A CA can do more than you think. The CA Advantage.
All your favorites in a half-hour special.
Hey, you kids keep it down there.
You're not the boss of me. The best of the Rick Mercer Report, Tuesday at 8, followed by 22 minutes on CBC.
Good night, Tuffy.
A reminder that tomorrow, live from Lethbridge, we've got the Scotties Tournament of Hearts final. 1:30 Eastern Time, right after Canada Winter Games coverage. Jan Betker and her Saskatchewan team will be playing the winner of this one. And at the moment, it looks as though it could be a rematch of last night's 1-2 page playoff game, as Kelly Scott and Team Canada are in control, leading 6-3, playing end number 8.
They are. Jennifer Jones has got to be feeling pretty lucky after that miss by Kelly Scott. You know, she takes two here, gives up one, takes two coming home. It's a tie ball game, and we go an extra end. And she knows it's still in their own hands to put some pressure on Kelly Scott.
Absolutely, Mike. I just think that was a big miss by Kelly Scott, not getting her 2 points last end. A relatively simple hit. Changed the turn, and it just did not curl.
A little bit, Jill.
I made reference to last night's 1-2 page playoff game. The page playoff system was introduced into women's curling in 1995 in Calgary.
4-5's good.
Yes, I remember it well. We lost the page payoff game to Team Manitoba and lost the 2-3 game as well in 95. We didn't like the page playoff both time.
Lots of room, actually. Got room. Off the line.
We got lots.
Off the line.
Well, that was the year that Connie Laliberti went on to win it all.
A little deeper.
Just as high as we
Beating
can.
Kathy Borst in the final after disposing of
Very nice.
Sandra Schmirler in the 1-2 game.
Might tap it back. Oh no, corner again.
And Janet Arnott was a member of that team.
And there's the numbers that really do tell the story
It's gonna curl quite a bit.
of Team Manitoba, really struggling with rock placement, and with a team that is known for their aggressive play. This is very uncharacteristic of them to not be able to figure out where to put the broom down. It has been a bit of a challenge for them this game. So now the peel here for Sasha Carter. This was the spot in the 6th end where Sasha flashed the peel. Went right on by. Sounds like this one is making good contact.
Shot.
You see the difference this end compared to end number 6.
8-7.
Team Canada stones in front of the tee line here. Much better placement of the stones by Renee Simons. And Jennifer Jones won't have free opportunities to use these corner guards. She'll have to deal with those two stones, top 4 foot and biting the button. before she can generate her deuce.
Guard. Gotta curl a little, guys. To my broom.
It's pretty close, Jen. Jen, it's pretty close.
Good, Jill. Shot.
Good shot.
Well, Kelly Scott and her Kelowna Curling Club teammates in the fall of 2005 in Halifax had to rebound from the disappointment of losing the Olympic trials final to Shannon Clybrink. Then they came back to win the Scott in London, Ontario.
It was just a tremendous performance by Kelly Scott at the Scotties last year. As you said, Don, to be the emotional letdown of things not working out for them at the Olympic trials. In fact, in a game that they controlled and that they lost in the last end by giving up 3 points to Shannon Clybrink and that great opportunity to go to the Olympics. And so, you know, what a emotional experience. And what happens is that makes the team so much more mature. They've grown up a lot. They've learned how to win, and they've learned also how to rebound in those big game situations. And they'd be the first to admit that they have been shocked by their success over the last 2 years. They always put together a plan to try to develop to get to the Olympics. It just wasn't the 2006 ones they were shooting for. It was 2010.
Just through.
And this Scotties in Lethbridge is a stepping stone towards 2010.
Yeah, if you keep the shooter.
Yeah. Okay.
Jill Officer just continues to struggle. It's not for lack of trying.
I don't think we need to, though.
It's not missing the same way all the time. It just seems to me that she is working with her stone, trying to get the desired result, and it's just coming out inconsistent.
Yep. Right up. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. No, we got nose. Okay, all right.
So 2 options here for Jennifer Jones. Freeze or a little hit and roll.
Want to tap that, or do you want to just freeze?
I like just the freeze.
Okay.
You mentioned Jill Officer during round robin play.
See it all the way over there.
Only in the first game at 72%, and in the 11th draw at 75% was she below 80%. Twice she was into the 90s during games.
Line's good.
Just very consistent player, you know, and I said it's uncharacteristic with the struggle. And once it starts going bad, when one's wide, one's tight, and you're not sure what to do, it's hard to correct mid-game.
I'm looking for the freeze here.
Come on, Jill. Hard!
Great sweeping.
Go, 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 go.
Kathy Overton Clapton coming right down into the pocket formed by those 2 Team Canada stones.
That is not going anywhere.
And you literally could not have carried it down and put it in a more perfect place. That is absolutely great brushing.
What way? This way? Okay.
A whole team effort. Even Jennifer came out, and it just curled enough just to get across the face, nestle right into the pocket.
So Gina Schrader being asked to nose hit this, and she'll kill her own 2 stones in the forfeit, but she'll stay frozen on that stone, and that's the real goal here. Don't want to roll off too far.
Clean, yeah. Hard, 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 hard.
And she will stay frozen, only chipping out one of her own.
Oh, it's a really good shot. There's no way that Manitoba can move both of those stones. Both those Team Canada stones, that is.
That's a great
with the
shot.
angle.
So just a couple feet more.
Kelly Scott will have some sort of
Or you like
hit
the guard?
on her next one.
Well, we gotta try to get 2.
Yeah, well.
It's time to talk about it, and Kathy Overton Clapham's coming down to discuss those options. Do they want to make the tap, or do they want to guard?
Guard's not horrible, but you better make it good, or Kelly Scott will come down and tap that stone back. That's probably one of the tougher shots.
That's pretty easy to get out, eh? Yeah.
Can we tap it and sit?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Tap it in 3/4 would be good. Get 3/4 of that and then tap it to back here.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
If you overcurl and go there and tap it.
Still got an easy one. I got to be on this side. I think that's good.
Okay. You want back 4-ish? Back 8, I guess. Space.
Not back 8? Not quite.
Like you want to tap it back here.
Okay.
I think they have to be careful not to tap it too far back. You want to keep it in play.
Move it to the back 4.
Okay, just a couple of feet then, Kath.
Okay.
Hey, Kath.
It's a very tricky shot. They want to keep on the center line side of this tap when the shooter comes to rest.
Okay, let's go.
Kathy Overton Clapham made a beauty with her last stone. They need another huge shot from Kathy Overton Clapham here.
And you talk about the guard being very difficult.
A little better, not much more.
This is very tricky.
Okay,
You
yeah,
need to move this a
four.
foot or two and keep the shooter
Whoa! Just back 4.
on the center line side.
Whoa! Whoa! Just back 4. Hard! Whoa! Hard! Back 4. Whoa! Yeah! Forward! Whoa! Whoa!
Two wonderful shots by Kathy Overton Clapham on this end.
You are right, Don. That is very good.
That's really good.
That's as good as that got, I think, really.
Off of 6.
Just a little early.
Rolled off more than I thought it would.
Yeah, curl up a
Do
little
you want to play it off?
Yeah, I thought you were like,
No, just
thought because it was lighter than sit right there.
9. Then we'll keep the shooter maybe right there too.
Okay.
The angles on these two stones are not good at all for Kelly Scott, so she's simply going to come down and hit this stone on the high side, maybe close to nose, and leave her shooter or the one that's there now in front of that Manitoba stone in the 4-foot. No real opportunity to get rid of both yellow stones, but certainly can cut down the scoring area for Jennifer Jones. If she picks this out, then we may see a guard from Jennifer, because there's not a lot of room for error with that little tap back.
9-8. Yep. Room. Yep. Room. Yep. Yes. Quick. Quick. Come on.
Almost a little panic in the voice there,
It's not bad. It's good.
but she gets that top stone out of there. Manitoba lies 1.
That's good.
Good shot.
Sorry, I don't think I had quite a 9.
It's called 9-8, so that's why I thought it would go really going.
Not bad.
Yeah, if she chooses to come around, you've got the
Get there,
lines.
Kath.
She's just
Come off
gonna
that
run
one.
that, right?
Or
Or
call
that.
a timeout.
Sure. Time.
Contemplating whether to play the freeze on the stone that's kind of in the middle on the left, those red stones, or to just split the 4-foot, which is also very
That
tough.
would be perfect.
That would be ideal, yeah.
Problem with the freeze is how do you get there?
It's
Yeah, I know.
coming off that one, eh?
And there's not enough to play this way.
3-time Canadian champion Connie Laliberti, the coach for Team Manitoba.
What if we just come around?
What's the other We're not
option
going to be
in the
second
freeze?
shot
She
here.
just rams that one back then.
Well, but we're going for 2, right?
What do you like?
Yeah, but if we come around, she just plays this one rock back and gets them both.
Kristen Williamson, the 5th
Probably
player, is
come
also
here, eh?
up there
That's what I'm saying, it's just that you
involved
sit
in
right
this
here.
discussion.
What happens if we just sit right here, Jen?
If we go deep, she freezes and
She'll just play, she'll slam that one in there.
Right.
3 times.
Yeah.
What does we go back for?
Like if we, I'm thinking back
freezes and
here.
She just freezes down with that, no? She'll just
We'll
do
go
that,
back
won't she?
here.
How about here?
You like the back 4?
Do we want to try for 3 though, or just say 2's good?
Well, 2's huge right now.
That's for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, but we wouldn't
Only
be
way
second
we
shot.
can get it if you go get the rock right
Yeah,
now
we
and
don't
put
get
it
it
here.
there.
We wouldn't be second shot though, and then she would just play that.
Yeah.
Could make a play off a second shot stone as well.
Back here?
And she just rams that back.
Just gotta make it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay.
So you're going to go around that stone at the top 8 foot.
Get around that one. Okay.
It's one of those tricky sweeping situations. They would like to come to the back 4.
So anywhere in this area is great. You know, the concern is if it stops a little short, there's going to be a short little run back here available for Kelly Scott. But Jennifer Jones says there's not a lot of scoring here. You have to get it in there, and then you're basically hoping for a miss of some sort, or hope that they don't make the double.
Right. I like the way they're thinking, and that is let's go get a second shot right now. It's just that it's a very exact draw, and as I said, this is in the hands of the sweepers really, because you want to get it behind the tee line, but you have to be very careful that you stay in range to be second shot. It's a big shot here for Jennifer.
With a 3-point lead, I just cannot see Kelly Scott playing a freeze if this comes back to you. Which might be the normal reaction to a shot behind the tee line, but I'd be very surprised if she played the freeze.
Back 4, weight's good. Weight's good.
Team Manitoba desperately trying to get a deuce on this 8th end, trailing by 3 points. Are they by that stone? No, they rub it.
No.
Left a double. Well, spun right back up, actually. Made the double a little tougher, but
still a wide open hit. Kelly Scott is happy. There is no decision to be made. Playing the hit, inside roll.
Yeah, great weight.
The spin that took at the end really made a big difference, because it took the double away from Kelly Scott. She's going to simply play a nose hit here and make things tough on Jennifer Jones to score 2.
Stick right there. 9-6.
If she noses this, Jennifer Jones is going to have to go very wide and try to catch the side of the 4 foot on her final stone for 2.
Back 4, you're good.
Jennifer Jones hoping that Kelly Scott's going to roll one way or the other, leave her either a port or a wider, or a little bit more room on the outturn side.
Whoa. It's got to come up. Queen. Whoa.
This is way wide.
Whoa, wait for it.
Kelly Scott wanted a nose hit here. She won't get it.
So draw for 2.
And once again, these very simple hit and sticks for Kelly Scott makes a huge difference in the score of this game.
And again, her second stone of the end. It's about 5 or 6 times on that she's been caught with her second stone of the end running 2 straight.
But it feels like Team Canada is completely outplaying Manitoba, and now Jennifer Jones has a draw to the 4 foot to come within 1 point.
I don't know whether the spectators here at the ENMAX Center are in support of Team Manitoba, or whether they just want to see this go to a final stone on the 10th end, the way they were applauding for Jennifer Jones when she went down to the hack.
Well, in that 4th end, when Manitoba scored their first point, it could have been over early here if Kelly Scott had made a freeze on her final stone. But this is just a huge point. One point down, playing 9. I'm sure if you had told Jennifer Jones out of the break, she would have taken it.
Line's fine. Gotta be T-line. Fight the 4.
Jones trying for 2, trying to move within a point. Good-looking shot. Will it settle in time, though? No, it's going to slide. Oh, it does hang on.
Never a doubt.
I thought that was going to slide too far. A relieved smile on the face of Jennifer Jones. She's within a point with 2 ends remaining.
In Vancouver 2010, the Olympic Winter Games return to home ice. It's our time to make some noise and cheer on our athletes. Our time to shine and celebrate the best in the world. Over the next 3 years, a collection of new coins from the Royal Canadian Mint hits the ice, including our first, curling. Look in your change and go to mint.ca for your collect-a-card and other collectibles. Let's make some noise, Canada, and make it happen.
The Strauss Herb Company has sold over 1 million bottles of the original Strauss Heart Drops. And take it from me, Randy Furby, it's not because Heart Drops taste great. Take the taste test yourself. Strauss Heart Drops, available at your local health food retailer.
There's another party coming around to good old Regina Town. It's Hardy Gras in the Hot Stop Lounge. Hardy Gras, the talk of the town.
First came Party Gras, and next February, it's Hardy Gras, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship at the Brand Center. Best seats in the house are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Scotties Tournament of Heart. hot.
Why M&M? Variety. Yeah, I mean, before dinner was so, Dinner! Boys, dinner's ready. Dinner! Guys? You know, now M&M helps us put together hundreds of meals that we can all enjoy together, which is nice.
He must make the double. He has to save the shooter.
It's a tough shot, let me tell you.
The Canadian Championship and a trip to the Air Canada Silver Brooms. Hackner must kill both Alberta stones and save the shooter.
Oh, he's well out there. Now it's starting to curl. Is he going to hit it thin enough?
He's going to get a piece of it. He may have it.
Oh, listen. Can you believe that? That is the most fantastic shot I've seen in curling.
Couple of keeps, please.
State your case, young man.
I'm on a first date, and a couple of keiths would be great.
My finest ale would be perfect. Does she possess any land or livestock?
She has a condo and a cat.
Ooh, she's a keeper. Wilson, the pride of Nova Scotia. Hey, Wilson, what's a condo?
Never stop enjoying life. Strauss Herb Company products. Available at health product retailers across Canada.
A big deuce for Team Manitoba on end number 8 to close within a point of Kelly Scott, the defending champion, Team Canada. 6-5, playing 9. Remember, it was 4-0 after 3 ends for Team Canada. A deuce in the first and back-to-back single-point steals on 2 and 3.
It's okay. Looks a little light, no? Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Sorry.
No.
Good, Jan. Very nice.
Shot, Jan.
So now with that big 2 points by Team Manitoba last end, the pressure really is shifting now to Team Canada. For the first time in this game, you almost need to kind of wipe the slate clean and forget about what's happened in the first 8 ends of this game. They're in a situation where they really need to score their 2 points here in 9.
6. Yeah, go a little. Go a little. Yep. Yep. Nice shot, Renee.
I don't think I've thrown the draw yet.
Monday night on CBC television, Canadian skating great Kurt Browning is back in this spectacular showcase of speed, grace, and skill. Don't miss performances by Canadian world and Olympic champions, along with musical favorites, the Bare Naked Ladies. It's Kurt Browning's Gotta Skate 6, Monday at 8 on CBC.
Good pair, Jan. Stop. Good.
Now, was that the thumbs up I got from you for Kurt Browning or for the Bare Naked Ladies?
Bare Naked Ladies, saw them in Regina just a couple weeks ago. It was awesome. But I'd give thumbs up for Kurt Browning too.
You redeemed yourself.
Oh, did I? I like them both.
Little more room.
Quite a bit less.
Yep. Go
Quite a bit
line.
less.
Hard line.
Hard.
Oh, even Kelly Scott's coming out to sweep this rock. They need this tight to the house. They'd love it in.
They were able to drag Gaston a long way.
Short, not a great option, though, for Team Canada. Jennifer Jones trying to find a way to steal. Happy to have another guard out front.
Well, after giving up the single point on 7, Jennifer Jones comments to her teammates during the break, get 2 on 8, steal 9 and 10.
Line's good. I think you can.
Well, there's lots of ways to create a win out of this situation. Another one is to force Team Canada just to 1 point.
The theory is always good, but execution is much more difficult.
Well, and they're going to need a shot out of Jill Officer at this point.
Rub off, guys.
Rub
Hard. Go calf. Go calf. A bit more.
That's okay.
And the reason it's okay, it's just another guard.
Cat.
Jeez. Okay. Sorry, just light.
Yeah, just a tough game for Jill Officer so far. So now Sasha Carter will be looking to peel. She may even get rid of 2 yellow guards.
Yep. Right up. Hard, right up. Go, 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 right up. Atta girl, Sash. Good rest of
Shot.
Just one guard is removed. More stones out front, the better for Team Manitoba in its attempts to steal here on end number 9.
They need to get one into the forfeit, though. They've got 3 guards now. If I'm Jennifer Jones, say to your team, let's get one into the rings here. Force Team Canada make some sort of double peel and put some pressure on.
Yep.
T-line. T-line. Hard. T-line, Jen.
Room.
Room. I got out there
On
better.
its own.
Room. Whoa, Cat,
on its
up,
own.
Cat.
Oh,
It's
no, it's hanging.
On its
Heavy.
own.
It's back 8. Oh, no, it's coming down.
Go, Cat. No, it's not coming at all.
Leave it high. No. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Joe.
Wait,
It
Joe.
would have been good if it curled, eh?
They're not quite side by side.
What's the difference in the more ice?
Okay. It would have been good if
you
it
gave
had
him ice,
curled,
too.
huh? I think. The weight would have been good if it had curled, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I got out there better on that one.
Don't know what you can do with it really though. This might come in.
Jemana, can we get both of these guards? Yellow, red?
If you want to.
Wow.
I don't know, red's pretty good.
That's the side we want opened up.
Could go this one first.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, pretty thin here, kind of right in the hole.
Okay.
So trying to just miss the one on the
If we
right
get
as we're
that
looking
first,
at it.
that's fine.
And catch the one on the center line first and shoot her kick off the back of that stone on the right. He said if it hits the other one first, that's fine. The difficulty there is that the shooter will stay out front and leave the guard.
Hard! Hurry!
Sasha Carter attempting to.
Little thicker, whoa.
Definitely on the top one.
You're just gonna
Heavy.
roll, Gina. Just roll.
Remove 2, but she only gets 1 and leaves her shooter sitting on top of the yellow guard out front.
And terrible lineup for Team Canada. You see that red-yellow combination now right onto that stone at the top forefoot.
And that's her, Kathy Overton-Clapton's just coming down to take a look at it too before
Lined
she
up.
throws
You
this
like that?
lined up.
Yeah.
Because I think if we go around.
It could go around, but I'm going to make it better if I nose it.
Yeah, it's probably, if anything, a little light. They're not frozen,
cross.
but a little bit here, I think.
Yeah.
This is where the
So it
talk
kinda
about
weight
drag
like a
theory
9?
quite a bit, but if you don't hit this near the nose,
Yeah, I think a 9.
the angle won't be quite as automatic
they're
as it looks.
close
So you
enough?
have to be careful, get it close to the nose to
No,
make
we want to
this
hit
shot.
it on center. Probably center side, eh?
They're not
They're pretty
frozen.
close.
And the drag effect we talk about is mostly on rocks
Nose is
that
good. A little this
are
way.
frozen or
Yeah.
just about.
Okay. Throw a 9. Let's go.
That's a great discussion, like for Kathy Overton to go down and take a look at how close those stones are and what they need to do.
A 9.
Okay.
If you hit it too high on the center line side here, what will happen is this back yellow stone will get pulled off in this direction. Conversely, if you hit it on the other side, it'll get pulled the other way. So you need to be careful that you're somewhere near the nose so that yellow goes pretty much straight back onto that stone in the rings. And have your shooters stay in the vicinity of those guards.
Just a 9. Yep. 9. Hard!
Kathy Overton Clapton trying to drive this top red back onto the yellow, onto the red, and mission accomplished.
Great shot.
Shoot. Yeah. Curl hard, eh?
Yeah. Was I a 9?
I thought so. I thought it was good weight.
Brushing. Brushing down.
There you go, Kat.
Kelly Scott playing
That's good.
a double, trying to hit the yellow guard very thinly and kill 2 of the red stones. Very tough, because if this over curls, she won't get rid of any guards. There'll be still 2 guards left up there.
Hard! Hard! Oh, you go, 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 go. Right up.
Very nice shot.
Nice shot.
Manitoba still lies 2. But the front is cleared now.
Well, things are looking a lot better for Team Canada with that angle. But as you say, Don, there with them lying 2, with Manitoba lying 2, you're just going to see a guard here from Jennifer Jones.
Well, the yellow guard is still in play, so it protects that left-hand side of the sheet. So now throwing the guard, trying to cover the red stone on the right-hand side of center line.
Tight.
And we talked about how hard it is to place guards on this ice when they curl a lot at the end.
Clean. Whoa. Gotta curl a bit. Whoa. Really tight. Whoa. Coming off.
This needs to curl a long way.
Almost. Whoa.
Need to get about an inch or 2 from the center line as we're looking at it now.
Hard. Go, hard. Okay.
Pretty good job. Tough to get through that port and hit that yellow stone.
There for you. Too bad. Good catch.
It's tight enough that Kelly Scott's going to make a run back attempt.
A little heavier out there, you think?
Yeah, I threw a little bit more because remember when I
Yeah,
threw
no,
over
I knew.
there?
Yeah, Joe was late. I was just curious.
Yeah, a couple feet maybe.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Again, good situation here for Manitoba, not in the sense of a great steal opportunity, but certainly a really good opportunity here to force Team Canada into taking one, worst case. And it's looking like Kelly Scott, they need one real good run back here or a double of some sort.
Gina Schrader trying this run back.
Whoa. Cross it.
Go, Kat. Go, Kat.
Okay.
Manitoba still lies 1.
Well, good news for Manitoba and is that it's one. Good news for Canada, it's one as well actually, but it's buried. That thing is full 4-foot loss behind that guard.
I think so. Hit that.
Yeah, down one though. Or if we go right here.
Plays the double peel. Just peeling it all day. You gotta go in, don't you think?
Okay, yeah.
When you play this, you have to ask yourself, do you need another rock in there on top? I actually like the tight to the house.
Remember?
Yeah.
You try to come in here, you may come heavy, you can group them up
Or do you like
for
a long
double.
guard on our guard? Here.
The danger, the reason Jennifer Jones didn't like the tight guard is that you know that Kelly Scott's going to hit the guard that's there and try to make some sort of double peel. Jennifer Jones would then have to hit the open one and give up a single point. If she wants to steal, she really wants to, again, in character of her is to play the more aggressive shot and get right into the 4-foot. But again, the danger, of course, is as you mentioned, if you leave some sort of double.
Jill Officer is being called
But if we
on for
get
her
there,
input.
What? As long as we get there, that would be my only thing.
Yeah.
To the nose, and we don't.
Otherwise.
Or do you like the long guard?
I don't mind the guard either.
Yeah, we're down one.
I think my gut is the guard, but I like that if we make it perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get there.
What do you like?
I like the guard.
Do you?
Okay.
One of the other factors that
you want a
plays
little
into
more
this
ice? Yeah,
decision
a little
is
bit.
in
But
who
we
you
could be
are
on this
playing.
side.
And you're playing against Kelly Scott, who I have said that I've watched all week that she has started to throw more weight on her shots, being able to make the doubles. But it isn't her strength to play the double peel. I'm not saying that she won't make it, but I think your gut plays a factor in that you're assessing your opponent. I like the guard.
The long guard is a tougher guard than the tight one. It's hard to throw those rocks up a foot or 2 over the hog line. Interesting decision for Kelly Scott. If the long guard is made, do you play the freeze and try to score your deuce?
Exactly.
Jennifer Jones is assuming Kelly Scott will try some sort of double peel.
Higher the better. Just over.
And this is in danger of over curling.
You gotta curl a little bit. Oh, it's over.
More of a weight shot than anything, though. They wanted to make a difficult double peel.
It's okay. Okay.
So decision time. Try the double peel or play the draw, and there's your answer.
Didn't waste any time in positioning the brush, did they?
I really like this call from Kelly Scott. She's going to have to draw the button on her last one anyway. If she makes this perfect, gets it to right in here into the side of the 4-foot, she's going to have a shot for 2 on her last one. If she misses it and gets it in the vicinity, Jennifer Jones will have to play some sort of guard, and she'll have another opportunity to draw the button. So this has given her practice. The danger here, of course, is that it doesn't curl enough and leaves Jennifer Jones some sort of tap and roll buried to lie too buried in the forefoot area. So as long as the line's in the ballpark, this is a good call.
And then you can come to her.
It's a tough shot,
right?
though.
No,
Like
that's okay.
if she's short, as you said, then Jennifer just blocks the path for her next shot. Tough pressure draw here for Kelly Scott. Needs to be close.
A little bit higher than a
To the
7.
forefoot.
Room.
This is way out there.
Starting to bend. Line's great. Yeah, 5. Line's great. Help Gina right in. Still room.
Now it begins to come across.
Line's perfect.
Right the top button. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Beautiful weight.
Didn't curl enough. I think she would have liked to curl that another inch or two of curl. There is a backline tap available for Jennifer Jones. She can get across the face here. This is the second stone of hers that we've seen curl quite a bit in this game. So big shot here for Jennifer Jones.
Just the center. We got the double.
So just a backline weight tap, get across the face of this red stone.
Okay.
Roll the shooter underneath. Heard her say she's even throwing hack weight. There's a lot of room by the guard for the stone to curl up. Huge shot.
A hush falls over this huge crowd here in the ENMAX Center as Jennifer Jones delivers her final stone on the 9th. An opportunity to lie too if she can be successful with this, trying to drive this red stone belonging to Team Canada back past her own. She's going to be very close to making it. She's perfect.
Left the double though.
She did not get the inside roll.
I was trying to yell that it was up.
She threw more weight than what was asked for. They were calling the sweep hard, assuming that it was hack weight. It was actually a bumper weight.
I didn't know you had that much weight. And here till the end.
And she was hoping to curl by. Didn't miss the guard by much. With quieter weight, it would have finished harder and not left the double. This is a double for 2, 3-point lead going into 10. And this is the stone of Kelly Scott's that's been running straight. We'll see if this reacts the same way as it has been as well. So she can't afford to have this run too straight. Might give up a steal. And watch the shooter come over to the side of her own if this runs a little straight. So
Yeah, you can take it
a little dangerous.
You want, but I think it'll run the line pretty good.
Now it's the discussion about, is this enough ice? Again, another pressure-packed shot here for Kelly Scott.
Final stone of 9 for the defending champion.
Room. Clean it.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
A chance to remove both Manitoba stones to take a 3-point lead into 10.
Got it.
It's going great.
She'll drive them both out of there and will only get one, I
Wow. What a break for Manitoba. That stone catching the one at the back 12 and staying in play.
So Manitoba trails by 2, but will have Last Rock playing 10.
I didn't hear you. Okay. Good.
Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 25 years.
Give it up! You must study harder, not just hockey all the time. 明唔明白啊?
Come on, Tommy! Dad, what are you doing here?
See, Tommy. Double.
Thanks. He's good.
Better than you.
How would you know?
I come watch.
Okay, what team did I play for?
You right wing.
Thanks for coming, Dad.
Give me my picture back.
Come try your first end.
I wasn't sure, but I tried it.
Your very first end.
We tried it.
You should try it.
Now we do it together.
Get out.
Go curling.
It's so much fun!
Meet between the sheets. Be part of a tradition.
Be part of a team.
You don't know what you're missing.
You never forget your first end.
Your very first end.
Come play.
Discover curling.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
See you on the ice.
Get off your butt and go curling!
I'm no stranger to back pain, but when I travel, it hits hard. Some souvenir, huh? But now I've discovered these Thermacare heat wraps. They're like heating pads without the cord. Now I get 8 hours of soothing heat and up to 16 more hours of pain relief. 16 hours. I could use these every day. So, no more trips like this. Instead, I have trips like this. Thermacare. Have heat, we'll travel.
7-5 Team Canada leads Manitoba. One end remaining in this Scotties semifinal. An opportunity for Kelly Scott with her final stone to remove both Manitoba rocks and get a pair. She removes both Manitoba rocks from the 4-foot. But watch the end result. Contacting the stone at the back, the jam results in just a single point for Team Canada. And Jennifer Jones will have last rock, trailing by 2, playing 10.
She hits that a half an inch higher. That stone would have come off on a different angle and would have got their deuce easy.
Well, it's another one of those situations with a lot of bad luck there for Team Canada. Had they thrown their rock harder, had they swept it a little bit to hit the top one a little thinner, that jam wasn't there at all. It's been quite a strange game for Team Canada, feeling like they have controlled this game, but only holding a 2-point lead coming into this last end. And they have to be thinking about that Olympic trials final against Shannon Kleibrink, when they controlled the entire game, did not have last rock coming home.
Do you remember what the score was playing 10? 7-5.
I think it was the same as it is right now. And of course, Shannon Kleibrink makes a fantastic shot and gets 3. So definitely Kelly Scott has been in this situation before. So far, Renee Simon's putting her rock perfectly, top 4. Now, the call will be for this to be tight to the house. They may even bring it into the top 12.
Top 12, top 8, I think was the indication.
Cross center hair. Need a little separation though. Clean it in. Nice rock, Renee.
Well done. Now Jennifer Jones is going to throw the second corner guard before she starts to make a play on those rocks that were just thrown by Renee Simons.
Got no turn again.
Even.
Very little rotation on the stone just delivered.
Not bad, Joe.
And they are trying to even up these guards so there's no double peel.
Good, Jan.
Good pair, Jan.
Good. 8.5.
Okay.
Oh, clean. Clean, yep. Hard. Hard.
Sasha Carter attempting to peel the Manitoba stone.
Nice shot, Sash.
And she'll be successful.
And a nice throw by Sasha Carter. She has struggled a little bit with that in-turn peel. Nice and straight, very clean throw.
From Team Manitoba, we'll probably see at least 2 more guards. and then make a move with Kathy Overton Clapham's stone. Unless, of course, they get a miss or a nose hit.
You see both of those rocks belonging to Team Canada are in front of the tee line.
Whoa.
They're grouped together. There is a double there if they leave it late in the end, but most teams would start tapping them back behind the tee line.
You heard the sweeper saying woo as Jill was sliding out, and that's indicated that Jill kicked out of the hack a little too hard. It's a mistake.
Okay, Jill, that's okay.
It's not going to kill them, though. I mean, you're going to see Kelly Scott peel it out anyway, but it certainly doesn't give the opportunity for a nose hit to get them into difficulty here. So, struggle for Jill.
I have never seen Jill struggle this much for an entire game, and she, as we said, she's been around for a long time, and it's just one of the best out there. It's very, very uncharacteristic for Jill.
Well, she's been in championship games at the junior level, at the Canadian mixed level, and of course at the Scotties and at the Worlds.
Before I knew it.
Well, now that there's 3 rocks in the rings here, I think Jennifer Jones needs to make some sort of tap back, some sort of play here. It's getting a little congested around the 4-foot area.
Back 12.
She wants to open up that pocket. She likes to bump the stone at the top 8-foot on an angle. She doesn't mind those 2 stones in the 4-foot as they are, because you can freeze into the pocket and make things difficult on your opponents. Important to be patient here.
So they're trying to come across the face of this rock, and you can hear it. This is too much weight.
Okay, nice shot. Not bad. Nine.
So Gina Schrader being asked to hit. Ideally, if you can hit and roll about 6 inches to the right, would be nice. But certainly the miss here is to roll out of the rings. You don't want to have this over curl and run it back onto your own stone in the rings.
Yep. 9-2. Yes. Oh. Hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Whoa. Yep.
Hard, 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 hard.
Right out.
Pleading with that Yellowstone to get out of the rings. And those words of encouragement are rewarded.
Great sweeping by Kelly Scott.
Really a tense moment there, looking like the jam, and keeping the Manitoba Yellowstone as a biter.
Like that?
Yeah.
But you can see there's cover here for Manitoba to make this little tap and roll in behind to the left. Trying to find a way to score 2 points and possibly bring in 3.
It's good. Whoa. Back 12. Yep. Whoa. Weight's great. Whoa. Back 9. Hard. Hard. Whoa, straight draw. Whoa.
Hit over curl.
Sorry, Kath.
Wow, that's a big miss.
Huge.
It is.
Kelly Scott can now go peel this corner guard, and that hurt.
Why did we whoa?
I don't know.
Should have been on that out of your hand.
I said yes. We said what it was. Yeah, 8.5. Throw it with confidence. You got it.
Hard to make an adjustment on a shot that's going through the rings on that type of shot, and that's the danger of playing a little bit more weight. Straight draw was also an option.
Yep.
Great chance here for Gina Schrader to peel this guard
Clean.
and take a step towards the victory in this game.
Yep, go hard, go hard. Atta girl.
Way to go, Gina. Good, Gina.
Schrader
Good job.
picks off the Manitoba rock.
I think we'll probably see a draw along the same path that Kathy Overton Clapham's
draw
first
back
stone
here?
went.
No, I think I got a freeze to it. And then you can draw around.
Okay, same shot.
Or don't we want to freeze to it?
There's only 3.
Yeah, I know, I see it, Jan.
Same shot?
Okay.
Or what do you like?
Yeah, I like that. I just need more ice.
So trying to play that little rub and roll again, which probably be my third option. I think Kathy Overton Clapham liked the freeze.
Little less.
Yep.
Yeah, then.
It's one of those situations that there's several options, but you have to make what you call.
Hard line. Hard. Hard line. Hard.
Looking for the hit and a roll.
Hard. No.
It is
Great
going
shot.
to
That's
roll too far.
Good pass.
I got hoping for either or and didn't get either option very well done here. That stone rolled completely open and didn't bump the stone behind the tee line either. So.
Well, she threw the right weight. That's the right weight that she needed to tap it behind the tee line and get the perfect roll. It just over curled again.
Jill's ran really, really straight. Like Jill's ran perfectly
when
straight.
Kelly Scott
Yours
hits
got to
this
the line
stone,
and came
Jennifer
off.
Jones has to make a decision. You come around the stone at the top 12, or do you play some sort of freeze? The come around's probably the easier shot, but it will leave your opponent a shot to follow you down and take the game away from you.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hurry.
Looking for the removal of the Manitoba stone, and she's got it.
It's sleeping. I just wanted to come up.
Jennifer Jones is going to call a timeout.
Jill.
Dead jam.
And I think they all need to get on the same page for this shot.
I don't know what else. Tap it back.
Well, I think there's two options. You freeze or you come around. I don't think there's anything else.
What are you thinking? I'm just thinking.
Put it right there.
I think we better go here.
If we do that, she probably throws a guard, no?
Well, she's got to make it good.
What do you like? Or that?
Then she has to slam. You freeze as long as you're on the center
She'll just
line
guard.
side.
Well, she's got to make it good.
Yeah, if we're on the center line side, she tries to
Need
slam and
two.
it might go over that way, eh?
Okay.
I think right there.
What do you like, Jen?
Here?
Yeah.
I think you're right, Mike. There's a couple options, the freeze or come around. She did indicate a hit and roll. A hit and roll is so very difficult to get the exact placement of the stone. And I'm not saying a freeze isn't difficult either, but if you make the perfect freeze, they were worried about Kelly Scott guarding it, and I agree with Kathy Overton Clapham. She'd have to be very, very careful.
Go for it. You know? You hope you make it that good that it's unremovable, and you force your opponents into playing some sort of guard.
I think most teams, competitive teams, would be playing the freeze in this situation.
This could be the game and the competitive season for Jennifer Jones.
It's pretty close. Yeah, a little bit for line. Yeah, only it's to it. Yep. You gotta go for line. Line up. Back four. Back four. Whoa. Yep. Line
Trying
only.
to freeze to the Team Canada rock.
Hard for line. Hard.
Swooping sideways. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa.
She's going to tap it back and leave Kelly Scott with the opportunity to make contact and advance to tomorrow's championship game.
Over curled again.
It's kind of been the story of the game, is the inability to judge how much her rocks will curl, her whole team, on these ice conditions. So now Kelly Scott can hit this rock anywhere on the high side, a nose, just past a nose, and be able to squeeze it out.
Jerry Richard, the coach. An opportunity to set up a rematch with Team Saskatchewan for the title tomorrow here at the ENMAX Center in Lethbridge.
Hard right to it.
Kelly Scott
Right to
with
it,
her
right
final
to it.
stone
Go, go,
of this
go.
10th end.
Go, 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 right up. Right up. Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
And it will be Saskatchewan Team Canada for the title tomorrow. From the opening end, Team Canada was in control. Jennifer Jones and her Manitoba teammates fought back. They got within a point with 2 ends remaining. But Kelly Scott, Gina Schrader, Sasha Carter, and Renee Simons get an opportunity to face Saskatchewan again for the title. Tomorrow, Team Canada and Saskatchewan for the 2007 Scotties Championship in Lethbridge.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by Purex, now softer and thicker.
Purex is softer and thicker than ever. Sweetie, can I have the... Okay. Softness the whole family will love. Purex, now softer and thicker.
In some families, the skills of the game are passed down from generation to generation. Strauss Heart Drops, an herbal dietary supplement based on 8 generations of herbal knowledge. Find Strauss Heart Drops at your local health food store or retail health center.
Why M&M? Variety. Yeah, I mean, before dinner was so, Dinner! Boys, dinner's ready! Guys? You know, now M&M helps us put together hundreds of meals that we can all enjoy together, which is nice.
Hey, Bill.
Steve, looks like you had a barbecue meltdown.
Right before the big party.
Come on, we'll get you started again.
Planning on making some changes to your backyard? From barbecues and lawnmowers to garden tools and accessories, we've got you covered. Plus, friendly expert advice. Start right at True Value for all your do-it-yourself projects.
Perfect.
Thanks again, Bill.
Whoops, don't forget your fire extinguisher.
True Value. Start right. Start here.
The new all-wheel drive, Fusion from Ford.
Dr. Carolyn Dean, in her new book, Death by Modern Medicine, says that the key to good health is being an informed owner of your own body and making informed healthcare choices. Strauss Herb Company, 25 years in Canada. Trust the tradition.
The Scotties Tournament of Hearts on CBC is brought to you by the original Strauss Heart Drops. Trust the tradition. By M&M Meat Chops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Tim Hortons' new breakfast sandwich. It'll make your morning.
Welcome back to Lethbridge, Alberta, and that story tells it all. The relief on her face as Kelly Scott defeats Team Manitoba. And it certainly didn't look like you were having much competition from her early on, but through the second half of the game, she was not making it easy for you.
No, those leads are so hard to defend. We've had kind of trouble with that all season long, and finally we hung on here when it really mattered in the semifinal. So we're kind of glad that the 10 ends has run out now.
Yeah, take me through the back half of it. At what point did you start breathing again?
Well, the last half I was a little sloppy on some of my shots. I could have made it harder on her to score her deuces and, you know, kind of wrong side of the inch. But we hung on, and scoring 1 and 9 was a big point for us there.
Looking ahead to tomorrow's final, you were beaten by Team Saskatchewan in the 1-2 game. What do you have to do to prepare for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel a lot better coming off the ice now than I did last night, so that's a good feeling. And we're kind of 1-1 with Saskatchewan this week, so I think it'll be a grind tomorrow and a real good battle.
We're certainly looking forward to it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kelly Scott. Don?
Yes, the rubber match tomorrow, Saskatchewan and Team Canada. Kelly Scott talked about coming off the ice feeling much more comfortable. 83% is a pretty good way to come off the ice in advancing to the championship game. She was much better today than against Saskatchewan yesterday.
Well, she certainly had a good read on the ice, and that was the difference between Team Canada today and Team Manitoba. Team Canada placing their stones, understanding how much curl they were going to get. They looked so much more in control of this game than Team Manitoba, and that's what Kelly Scott means, that when you can read the ice like that, you feel confident in your players and in your abilities to take advantage of opportunities.
Mike, what do you look for in tomorrow's championship?
Well, I think that both of the teams are playing very well, and as mentioned, I think a lot of rocks in play. I think Jan Becker's best strategy might be the Jennifer Jones theory here and get a lot of rocks in play early and try to put some pressure on. Team Jones today just weren't executing very well at the end of the day, and the score really wasn't indicative of the level of play by both teams. I think Kelly Scott had a couple of misses opportunities, a hit and roll out in 7, for example, to take a deuce, and could have had a much bigger lead coming in. You know, there was a couple of missed opportunities on both sides, and this is kind of the story of Jennifer Jones all day. Opportunity for 3, hits it high, rolls out. Some were over curling, some were under curling, and made things really difficult for her to read all of her teammates' release, and that's the story of the game all day.
Well, Jennifer Jones certainly wasn't as sharp in this game as we've seen her in other games during round-robin play and in the 3-4 game last night.
And it wasn't just Jennifer herself. It was the entire team. It was a team effort that they were confused by the ice conditions. Jill Officer, I said, I have never seen play that poorly. And inconsistently was, I think, the key word for this match is that Team Manitoba could not put together some consistent shots to put the necessary pressure on Team Canada.
Well, Team Canada got off to a great start, 2 in the first and then back-to-back steals. On the 8th end, this stone from Kelly Scott.
And had she been able to hit and stick on that stone, Don, would have put all sorts of pressure on Jennifer Jones. Instead, gave her this opportunity to keep the game close. And she makes this draw to the forefoot to come within reach of Kelly Scott.
And then on the 9th end, Kelly Scott had an opportunity to come right back with a deuce, but she was a bit unlucky as this stone by Jennifer Jones just digs in time at the back of the forefoot to make it a 1-point game. But on the 9th end, Kelly Scott had a chance to get 2, and she was unfortunate to get the jam, only 1, but she did manage to win this semifinal to advance to the championship tomorrow against Jan Betker, and she's standing by with Aaron.
Thanks very much, Don. Yes, I've got the skip here for tomorrow's final, Team Saskatchewan. Jan, your reaction, first of all, to facing Kelly Scott tomorrow?
It didn't really matter to us who we faced tomorrow. We knew either way it was going to be a great game. Both those teams are great teams right from the bottom up, so there's no holes whatsoever. So, you know, it didn't really matter to us who we played.
What type of strategy do you now prepare for tomorrow facing Kelly Scott?
Well, I think we're going to stick with our own game plan that we've never really varied from all week, and it's been successful for us so far, so we're going to continue to do that. You know, we like to put some rocks in play and see what happens, and rocks have been our friend and tight guards to the house, so that's going to be what we're going to try to do.
A 3-time champion here. This is your first time, though, leading your team into the final as skip. How is it different?
Well, it's a little more nerve-wracking because there's a little more importance on your shot. You know, you just want to make everything perfectly, realizing you're not going to do that. And for me, I think the biggest thing is to, if it doesn't work out, to just shelve it. That's hard to do as a skip, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to work on for tomorrow for sure.
All right, thanks very much, Jan Becker. And we'll be back in Lethbridge with much more from the Scotties Tournament of Hearts when we're back. Stay tuned.